time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, good morning. You know that little Muppets Open, they said, you got to change, you got to get rid of Andrew. And I'm like, no.
You can never get rid of me.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Good morning.
Manaski's out today. Andrew's sitting in here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Davey, good morning.
Good morning.
And I think you can tell your mojo's gone today, Davey. What's wrong? Yankees.
No,
He bet on the Chiefs last night. That's
I didn't bet on nobody last night.
21-20 was the final last night.
Well, and
right?
I wasn't able to watch. It was 21-20. I saw the highlights briefly, but I know the Equiminius St. Brown's brother really went off for my fantasy team, so I was happy about that.
You dealt with thunder and lightning and wind and branches
goodness.
last night, right?
So we were at my mom's for dinner, and we returned home to some severe damage to the roof of our house. We couldn't believe
Some winds came through, and this was kind of brewing. But, man, you look at the forecast now going forward, and I do have to say the dry spell we've been enjoying seems to be over. The unsettled weather, mid-70s, looks to be our future for the next 6 or 7 days. We'll see if that forecast changes, but that's what it looks like right now. If you have Springsteen tickets, and we talked to some people yesterday who were going last night to the show, you can get a refund if you choose. So he's dealing with it's an ulcer. I'll just leave it at that.
But it's a specific kind of ulcer.
It is a disease, a peptic ulcer disease. And medical advisor said he should postpone the remainder of his September shows, according to a Live Nation rep. So now you can go forward to get a refund. According to Ticketmaster, refunds are not currently being offered for Syracuse and Albany and other September concerts, but because they've not been rescheduled. If a concert date is canceled altogether, refunds will be issued automatically.
Oh, that would be awful.
So refunds are being offered for some of the other concerts. So I think as time goes on, they'll offer you a refund. And even if it's rescheduled, I think you'll have an opportunity for a refund. Because here's the problem. Oh, you've rescheduled, but that's the date of my
daughter's wedding.
Correct. Yeah.
Sorry, honey, I'm going to Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, we're going to have to miss your wedding. Or we could change it. We could change the date.
Well, and I think, too, I felt bad because I didn't realize. It was kind of short notice that he canceled, correct?
Yeah, it was late Wednesday.
So and
the show was last night.
I had forgotten,
or it was supposed to be,
or didn't get the memo, and I had said to clients of mine, "Have fun at the concert tonight."
Yeah,
concert.
No concert. President Trump is holding a fundraiser now for Rudy Giuliani. He's hosting a $100,000 per person fundraiser.
Oh, how nice!
To handle the legal bills. Where are you on Trump these days?
I don't know. It's hard.
Okay.
It's tough.
Okay. It is tough.
Move on, everybody. Move on. I'll just say that.
Anyway, Giuliani, of course, is in a rough position where he's basically swept through all of his finances and is in need of some assistance when it comes to raising money to defend the case that he's in the midst of. So now Trump is saying, listen, we're going to have a fundraiser for you, and I hope people show up. If they don't show up, that's not my problem. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will show up for him.
You get a packet of hair dye with every admission.
Lordy. And then, of course, in that defamation with E. Jean Carroll, the judge has ruled that once again, former President Trump has defamed her and must pay again. He just should stop talking about her because she's going to go back every time he does and sue him again. She has that ability to do that. She won the case. So whether you agree with that or not, she won the case. Richard, I was listening to Nobles earlier this morning. You recommend signing up for YouTube TV. May I ask why? YouTube TV costs $74.99 a month. You can sign up for Disney Plus and Hulu TV for $9.99 a month for the first 3 months. Both get you the same stations. I guess I didn't for $9.99 a month. It is okay. So explain to your listeners why pay $65 more a month. I don't know that. I'm not sure that those. I don't know the answer to that. But they're not. Neither one of those options are on my list of options. And in fact, you could sign up for ESPN Plus, but when you go to watch the game, it's blacked out because some of these services, like Hulu and Disney, I believe are tied to your Spectrum account. And if you're a Spectrum customer, they won't allow you to watch it. Now, Richard, you might have those. I'd love to know if somebody does and they're watching ESPN. The other thing is you mentioned earlier in the sports, Andrew, that ESPN has Monday Night Football, the Bills-Jets game. But, Davey, the fact is...
It's going to be on WTR ABC at 8 o'clock on Monday.
Yeah. It was not even
if you're in Rome, what's the Syracuse affiliate?
Channel 9, WSYR.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't a half hour in, and I'm already screwing up. That's great.
Where do you stand when it comes to that game? Do you have a little affiliation for Aaron Rodgers?
I hope the Bills win. What's the most you can score in an NFL football game?
I don't know what the answer to that is.
The
most you can score versus the most that has been scored, I believe, are two different things. So I don't think there's any limit to what you could score. Maybe Guinness.
Run up
Guinness,
the score.
That's what you're looking for. Okay, so I feel like this is all, and we'll find out, won't we, Monday night?
Yeah.
That this is all a bunch of hype, that Aaron Rodgers has reached a difficult point in his career, and I just don't know that his world is going to change. Now, it's certainly possible. I feel like Ryan Nobles had it right when he said, I like where the Bills are right now. Last year it was they're going to win it all. There was all eyes on the Bills. This year, everybody's saying they had their chance last year. Yeah. And in this game, everybody seems to be favoring the Jets over the Bills on Monday night. So it's probably a better place for Josh Allen and the Bills to be, but we'll know come Tuesday morning.
So I won't say that Jordan Love is going to be the next Aaron Rodgers as far as performance on Green Bay, but let's look at history repeating itself, okay? Brett Favre went to the Jets. How'd that turn out? He got himself in trouble with the old sending the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know that Rodgers is going to be any better. You saw him perform last year, and it wasn't good. So I don't know how you're going to expect any different outcome. Maybe because he finally shaved that beard and got a haircut.
Well, one would say he has a strong offensive line to protect him, and
which he did never have.
Let's see what happens. Hurricane Lee, you're going to watch it. It is rapidly strengthening to a Category 5 hurricane.
This is nuts.
As it approaches the Caribbean. At this point, though, they still can't. That's winds, by the way, exceeding 160 miles an hour. But at this point, while there are all sorts of tracks where this storm could go, it's still possible that it doesn't hit landfall in the Carolinas or in Florida. In fact, that could mean a New England hit. It could also mean that it just goes back out to sea. We don't know at this point, but we'll know more as we head through the weekend, I imagine. Hurricane Lee, which was a Category 1 storm on Thursday, has been intensifying with exceptional speed in those warm waters off the Atlantic Ocean, doubling its wind speeds in the last 24 hours.
So I'm looking at the satellite images, and you can see it kind of brewing there. I'll show it to you here.
It does almost seem like it's headed right for Florida, but they're saying it's going to make a
northerly.
There's a chance where it could make basically a right turn.
Well, hopefully, if it does go up the Atlantic and heads towards New England, it'll weaken by the time it gets up there, but I don't know. That'll be something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Here's a story that I think is worth talking about, and I got kind of consumed with last night. It turns out that while everybody's on strike at the Tonight Show, did you read this yet? The Rolling Stone just did a big piece on Jimmy Fallon, not Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Fallon of the NBC Tonight Show. And the headline reads, let me get back down to the headline. The headline reads, this is a long story. Sorry.
A long headline,
Nothing
too.
seems to be scrolling properly. Chaos, comedy, and crying rooms inside Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. They're saying writers, staff members, people that work on the show say it's so bad that the green rooms, when they're unoccupied, are rooms where staff members go to cry. They're saying the work environment is so bad, there are several of them who say they've committed or at the very least thought of suicide. It all depends on whether there are good Jimmy days or bad Jimmy days.
Really?
It's all being blamed on Jimmy Fallon.
Wow.
Saying that he is like a monster to work with.
Is this since the strike, or is
This has been for years.
Wow.
According to 2 current and 14 former employees,
Wow.
The Tonight Show has been a toxic workplace for years, far outside the boundaries of what's considered normal in the high-pressure world of late-night TV. They say the ugly environment behind the scenes starts at the top with Fallon's erratic behavior and has trickled down to its ever-changing leadership teams. 9 showrunners in the past 9 years who seemingly don't know how to say no to Jimmy. Former employees described The Tonight Show as a tense and pretty glum atmosphere, with some alleging they were belittled and intimidated by their bosses, including Fallon himself. Employees described being afraid of Fallon's outbursts and unexpected inconsistent behavior. Many of the staffers voiced their concerns through HR complaints, but nothing was done.
Well, 9 different showrunners in 9 years, that says something.
I guess it does, right?
Yeah, that's
I
tough.
guess it does.
What is with all these talk show hosts? Remember Ellen had the big controversy years ago?
As a matter of fact, Ellen has retired because everybody said she was so
Lizzo?
mean.
That was a disappointing one.
Rolling Stone contact. Listen to this. They've spoken with more than 50 Tonight Show employees, past and present, during the reporting for the story. After reaching out to representatives for Fallon and NBC, Rolling Stone reached out to an additional 30 current and former staffers. So they've spoken to 80 people who've worked for The Tonight Show.
Wow.
Many of them praised Fallon's immense talent and gift of comedy. Not a single one agreed to speak on the record or had positive things to say about working with Jimmy and The Tonight Show.
Whoa.
Can I say this is Jimmy Fallon, not Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Fela takes care of his people.
Fela, who is noon till 3 on WIBX, and Davies' best pal.
Right.
Yep.
Wrestling buddy.
So
Right.
a couple things, though, that with Veterans Day coming up on the 11th, that's when the Jimmy Fallon show is at the Stanley Theater. We're offering hero tickets. And this was done through
that's awesome.
through your bosses at River Hills Properties, Bill and Robin Monjo, said, why don't we offer an opportunity to be able to, and I believe it's a tax-deductible purchase because in this case, you're making it out to the checkout, or you're paying the Stanley Theater, which is a nonprofit. So you can buy 1 ticket. You could buy a dozen tickets, whatever you want. You could buy a pair of tickets if you choose. But all you have to do is call the Stanley Theater or go to the box office and say you'd like to buy hero tickets.
That's an awesome
Those
idea.
tickets will be set aside, and we'll use the veteran centers in the area to find veterans who can't afford the cost of the ticket and allow them to go on Veterans Day and watch the Liberty Laugh Tour with Jimmy Fallon.
Laughs and Liberty.
That too, with Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy.
Yeah, that's going to be a good show. I'm excited
Again,
for it.
Sponsored by River Hills Properties. Ask when you deal with the box office at the Stanley Theater, ask for hero tickets.
I got to get on that, though, because they're going fast.
Tickets are going fast. Do you not have seats yet?
I don't have seats yet. I know.
Might want to get in there and get them.
Got to get it done.
Because while there are plenty of seats left, the really special seats are beginning to get they're waning. Davey, you good, Davey?
Yeah, I don't have a ticket yet.
We'll have you covered.
I got to call my buddy.
Okay, call your buddy.
No, I'm only.
You're saying Jimmy, you're going to call your buddy. Okay, fair enough. What's that?
Real quick, I was going to ask something. Did you see Coco Gauff last night?
A big win for her last night. She's in the semifinal now.
No, she made
Finals.
it to the finals,
To the
which
finals.
I couldn't watch because of the ESPN thing.
Yeah, by the way, my dad is furious about that. Obviously, he's upset about the football season possibly being interrupted, but he loves watching tennis, and this is really messing him up. He hates it.
You have options. There are options. Yeah. Apparently, Richard says there are more options than we actually know about.
Well, I love my father, but I mean, we just got him to learn to text. So
that's the problem. It's not always an easy option for everybody, right? That becomes a bit of the issue. All right, let me break quickly, and then we'll come right back. I've got some stuff on Jimmy Fallon. We have Tanya J. Powers from Fox News, Willie Waffle coming up for the weekend, and the movies and streaming and all of that stuff. And we'll talk about Jimmy Fallon with Willie.
This
is a blockbuster story, and we'll get to all of it coming right up. Stand by. Coming right back. It's Friday morning, 6:35 at WIBX.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
Contractors and landscapers, rent your way to greater profits with Bobcat equipment from Warner Sales and Service. From heavy work right down to the fussy stuff, Bobcat loaders, excavators, and a wide variety of attachments will handle all the tough jobs like lifting, digging, pushing, carrying, as well as the more precise applications, grading and leveling. You'll be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, you name it. Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rentals to make sure your projects get done. Tough jobs demand tough equipment. So when you have a tough job, rent a Bobcat machine. Stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractor, we are pleased to partner with Alfred State University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Alfred State is proud to strengthen our long history of working with unions to create non-traditional pathways for career advances in the skilled trades.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Stop into Mattress Express in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. Simply do a comfort test on our mattresses and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, Sealy, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Paid for by ERC Business Solutions. The following is a public notice for business owners affected by COVID-19. Due to the recent expansion of the Employee Retention Tax Credit, you may be eligible to receive compensation of up to $26,000 per employee on your payroll throughout 2020 and 21. However, time is running out for you to apply for this credit. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. To encourage as many business people as possible to take advantage of this program before the window closes, a toll-free telephone number has been established for you to rapidly check your eligibility. There are no application fees, and the average call takes less than 8 minutes. That number is 888-449-3604. 888-449-3604. To see if you qualify to receive a check from the U.S. Treasury Department for up to $26,000 per employee before the program ends, call 888-449-3604. A team of ERC specialists are awaiting your call at 888-449-3604. Once again, 888-449-3604.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, coming up next hour, we'll do our free money question of the day. And Andrew, this morning, we've been doing the growing jackpots, which I really do enjoy the growing jackpots with Habaika's free money question because the growing jackpots are synonymous with his growing temperament.
Oh, yes.
We're talking about Mr. Habaika. the growing temperament. Each day I'm like, hey, today's jackpot is $300. There's a grumbling that comes from the from Hobica. This morning, a few things that we'll be dealing with on the radio here this morning. I mentioned Willie's coming up in a few minutes. Tanya Powers will speak with County Executive Anthony Pacini on some local issues, including that 911 possible merge with Herkimer County. That's very interesting. Also, this morning, we're going to talk about Jehovah's Witness. There's some new things. There are new things happening with Jehovah's in the area, and we'll get into it.
This is a big change.
This is a big change, and we'll get into that coming up. Did I mention Hobica's free money question of the day is worth $500 this morning?
He's on his way here right now.
Grumble, grumble. Okay, some other stuff to get into. An Ohio man was ordered by the court to wear an ankle bracelet, but he was caught on security camera trying to clip off and ultimately clipping off the ankle bracelet with hedge clippers, doing it inside a local Ace Hardware store.
Is he even allowed to be at the store? How does that work? I mean, wouldn't he be breaking the house arrest just by going to the store?
I don't know the answer to that. There's store manager Cheryl H. talking about. I don't have this ready. Doing. Here's Cheryl H. or H.E. talking about what actually happened. Now they're saying parole officers picked up the ankle monitor from the store, so he actually did get it off. Picked up the monitor from the store later in the day. I'm trying to plug this thing in.
So, wow.
Thank you for the cover.
Yeah, no problem.
That wow was just enough time for me to be able to do this.
I'm just still in disbelief about Jimmy Fallon and ankle bracelets.
Here she is talking about.
Maybe he thought that it was an out-of-the-way spot, that he could just come in, and we have hedge clippers. The other stores in the plaza do not have them. And we were the helpful hardware folks with the hedge clippers. Yes, we were.
I love it. Isn't that the one that, what's his name, John Madden would advertise?
Oh, I think so,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, school back in session. Yesterday for us, for our students, school was back in session. And this week around the state and around the country, some kids go back earlier, but up here, we're right after Labor Day. On the line is Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. Tanya, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So I think this is something we feared, worried about a little bit over the summer in New York City, and they're dealing with it in Albany and in Buffalo as well. But now it's actually happening. So the rule has been on these migrant children that they get to go to school. They have to go to school. The problem you're having there is vaccinations, et cetera, et cetera. How is it going in New York City? Because there are a lot of these children, and they're going back to school with everybody else, right?
Yeah. I mean, school started for everybody yesterday. The vaccinations part that you were asking about, let's tackle that first. So they have a 30-day deadline. Of course, New York City public school students have to have health exams, proof of vaccination for diseases including polio and chickenpox and measles and things like that. Much like school districts across the country have the vaccination requirement. So for the newly arrived asylum seekers, you have the 30-day deadline, not to get vaccinated, but to start the process. Because some of the people who have been trying to get their kids enrolled and get ready for school have literally gotten here. So what they've said is they have a 30-day window to start getting the health exam, getting the vaccinations. That means if they, at the end of the 30-day window, if they don't have their kids vaccinated, as long as they've got an appointment to have it done, they won't, there won't be a problem. They'll still be able to be enrolled, as long as they've already started the process and have an appointment and are working on getting that done. So that's kind of where that stands. It's not like the rules are being, done away with for migrants. It's just that they are giving them more time to get it finished, because it kind of goes along with the rest of this. In the run up to getting the first day of school, they tried to get everybody enrolled. Obviously, this is a big issue as far as like the shelters with the families and.
Yeah, I think I lost you there. I did lose her, Davey. Are you able to hear us, Tanya? Or did we lose you?
Cell phone service. I'm
Tanya,
she's on a cell phone. But.
Go ahead. Can you hear me now, Tanya? If you're on this line and you're able to hear me, just say hello.
If you don't want to say hello, say hello.
Okay. All right. Apparently, our lines just went dead. Do you have anything there at all? Well, let's try it here.
Hello?
Hello, I got you back.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I was just talking to myself. It was great.
I'm not sure what part I lost you at, but you were in mid-sentence.
I'm not sure either. But like I said, they've been handling large numbers of in getting people enrolled at a time, as far as like one or two people, because they don't have a lot of staff members to just repeatedly go around to shelters and make sure people were enrolled. So they also have enrollment events where families were encouraged to come and get their kids enrolled.
Okay.
Come to them. But it's been an issue. So has the language,
Sure.
barrier. They have been dealing with, making sure they had enough teachers. There's about 3,400 teachers licensed to teach English as a second language in the school system, more than 1,700 certified bilingual teachers fluent in Spanish. That's the language that is the majority of the asylum seekers speak. But according to the city officials, they could speak any one of 15 languages that we've seen from people who have come here. So it's not just an English or Spanish situation.
Boy, I can only, the first day of school is always chaotic. I cannot imagine what it's like in this situation. But these are kids; they have to go to school. I do wonder, is everybody comfortable with the? And I know this will be my last one. I know you're out as 46. Is everyone comfortable with the vaccine thing, where you wait 30 days and then the process gets underway? Or are parents saying, well, they should be vaccinated before they come to school?
To be fair, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the other answer to that I don't know is I'm not sure what the other parents, the people who send their kids to public school here who are not asylum seekers, I don't know what the policy for them getting it is.
Right. Maybe it's the same policy.
I don't know if they're also given a 30-day window. I can't imagine that they would just be randomly coming into school going, oh, you don't have a thing? Okay, bye-bye. Because,
I would,
normally, I don't think that would be the case for families who've lived here for longer than the asylum seekers who've been here. I'm not sure what the policy is there, so I can't say with any certainty, this is being done differently than how that would be handled. That's one of the things I'm not sure of.
Okay, Tanya, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. Thank you so much. One more question, though, Tanya. Yesterday was the first day of school in New York? Are you there?
Well, hello, Bill.
These lines are going nuts, Davey. These lines are all crossed.
Stefan's on every line, 1 through 3.
I've been trying to maneuver that to make it work all morning long, but it finally worked. So, all right, quickly, Stefan. I have Willie Waffle coming up. What's going on?
Well, tomorrow is Utica University football's home opener at 1 p.m. if you're looking for something to do.
All right.
And it's the annual 271 Believe Bowl. Wear orange if you can. It's an orange out, and they're playing Moravian.
Okay, all right. And so head out there. You can tailgate. It could be a great day for you tomorrow. And I'm assuming you will be there, Stefan.
Yes, I'm going to be there.
All right. He'll be signing autographs.
Oh, good.
Right outside Gaetano Stadium. Okay, Willie. Stefan, thank you. Have a great day, okay?
Have a good weekend, Bill.
Okay, you do the same. Willie Waffle is standing by on the line right now. I'll get these lines all scheduled and worked in so that everything's working properly. Willie, good morning.
It sounds like it's a crazy Friday morning over there today.
Always.
We call it hell. It's exactly what it is. All right, before we get into anything, can we
speaking
talk,
of hell,
can we talk about the Rolling Stone story that broke overnight on Jimmy Fallon, on how terrible it is to work with Jimmy Fallon? Have you seen this?
I have seen it. I mean, the rumors have been out there for a number of years.
Yeah.
And the story from Rolling Stone is that people were just sick and tired of a horrible, quote unquote, toxic work environment. That Jimmy may have been drunk in the office a couple of times, or he smelled of alcohol allegedly. That basically you knew it was going to be a good day or a bad day at the office based on Jimmy's attitude. So if he was in a bad mood, everybody look out. And if he was in a good mood, well, at least we would be able to enjoy today. There were allegations from staff that they would go to the dressing rooms that they used for all the stars when they arrived, and that would be the crying place. When you just couldn't take it anymore, you'd go crying in the dressing room.
They call it, oops, just letting you know, today's a bad Jimmy day.
Today's a crying day.
And that is, and they would all know what that meant, that meant trouble. It was going to be bad.
And it got so bad that Fallon had an emergency meeting last night with the current staff. They had a big Zoom meeting, and he apologized.
So how do you come back from that?
Yeah, you can't just apologize.
Well, I mean,
everything's good. Yeah.
I think the apology from Jimmy Fallon was a PR move. I hate to say it that way. It's not like he was getting fired. It's not like NBC was coming after him. I don't even know if there's lawsuits involved. I mean, I think the Rolling Stone piece was more just, we don't like Jimmy. Here's why, from 8 or 9 staffers who just decided they wanted to blow the whistle on him.
Yeah. Well, this is not. It's not the type of thing people want to hear today, right?
No, it's not. I mean, look what happened with Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, she was known as the happy-go-lucky host for years and years and years, and stories like this came out from the staff, tarnished her image in a big, big way. In a way that, I mean, have we even heard from Ellen since she stepped off of TV? I mean, she's done, man.
Yeah. Well, I think that when these stories start to circulate, then it's like sharks in the water can smell blood.
Yeah,
right. Then
one person comes forward, and then 8 people come forward.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll be the thing to watch for. Excuse me. Who's next? Like, what other stories are going to come out? Are these the best stories they have about Jimmy Fallon, or is there something else lurking out there that we don't know about that may be more explosive?
Very interesting. But I got to say that if you're coming to work drunk, that's
not a good start.
That's not a good sign.
Or a sign, right?
Yeah. Right.
No, and again, that's an allegation that they said they would smell alcohol in his breath in certain areas. There were also all sorts of gossip stories over the years about Jimmy living it up and partying it up in a big, big way in New York City. So there's always been that out there.
Yeah.
Just nobody like Rolling Stone put it right there in a publication.
And it's a long read. It digs in deep. They've spoken to 80 former and current employees. So Mike this morning says, remember a few years ago, Fallon suffered from a couple of falls, and there were rumors that he was having a substance abuse problem. Could also be part of the reason for the behavior. That's true, right?
Those things tend to go together.
They do, yeah. Whether it is true or could be true.
Yeah.
2 different things, I guess, but there you go. All right, let's talk about, we have some in-theater movies to focus on for this weekend.
Oh, my, do we ever. Oh, gee, and it's just sequel after sequel. Well, I'm just going to warn you, it ain't a great week. Let's just get that out of the way. Oh, my Lord. Let's talk about My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Why are we doing this movie?
Right.
And it's sad to watch this happen. I mean, My Big Fat Greek Wedding was one of the great sensations of all time in Hollywood. I mean, just a little movie that came out of nowhere. It hit at just the right time in 2002, when people were just looking for something fun and nice and loving after September 11th. And here came this movie that was just, a whole bunch of fun. And then there was the TV show that didn't work out. Then there was another sequel, 2016, that was And now there's this one, which just feels like they've got nothing else going on. So, Nia Vardalos gets everybody back together except as big Greek fans know, Michael Constantine, who played the father in all the movies and everything, has passed away. And so she's written an entire movie kind of wrapped around that. That now that he's passed away, they want to live out his final wish that he send all of these this handwritten journal of all of his great American adventures to his friends that he grew up with in Greece that are still there. And instead of just dropping it in the FedEx, Nia Vardalos and the gang are heading off to Greece for sitcom situations, my friends.
Oh boy!
Put some Windex on it.
What did you? What do you give this one?
Well, I'm going like 1.5 waffles.
Okay.
I mean, the deal is, you just hit it on the head there a few minutes ago, Andrew. It's a repeat of everything you've seen from these things before, and that may be welcoming and that may be warm, warm and familiar. It's boring. All right, we've been there, we've done that. We're just kind of going through the motions in this thing that just isn't all that funny.
And then there's another sequel this weekend, The Nun 2.
The Nun 2?
Oh.
Yeah. Not TOO, TWO.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's the Nun. You know the Nun, the evil one that emerges from the shadows all the time. Yeah. She's a demon.
Creepy.
And so it's set back in like 1956, and you've got this young Sister Irene, played by Taissa Farmiga, and in the first movie we found out she saw some stuff. All right, she took on the evil demon nun, and they thought they defeated it, but now there's a sequel, and they find out that this demon has been making its way across Europe from east to west, and only Sister Irene can stand up to it and defeat it because she's the only one who's ever had any chance. There was a miracle that happened when she took on this demon, and she's like, man, I do not want to do this again. But she's gotta. It's her job. And so she's off to confront the evil nun who's at this girls' boarding school trying to get her hands on some ancient religious relic.
So what are we trying to be optimistic? What are we giving this gem?
Well, I'm at like 2 waffles on this one because I think that, visually it's very well done. What I really enjoy about it is you can tell they put all their effort into let's figure out the ways to make the scary scenes scary because they didn't worry about story. Story doesn't really matter. I mean, story was just an excuse to put out the movie, okay? Like, you're not going to get anything new going on there. But there's a series of scenes that are meant to scare us, that are meant to make us jump out of our seats, that work well.
Okay.
I'll even say, you may have even seen it in the commercials. There's a brilliant scene where one of the nuns is standing in front of like a magazine stand. And I thought that was maybe one of the best things I've seen all year. So I'll give it 2 waffles.
And with the strike going on, this is only going to get worse. There's another sequel coming later in December, right? It's Chicken Run. Yeah,
I'm actually kind of excited about this.
Yeah.
So, the Chicken Run movie, which came out like 15 years ago, Mel Gibson was the lead voice. One of the funniest comedies I've ever seen, one of the funniest cartoons I've ever seen. They're going to have a sequel. It's going to come out in mid-December on Netflix, and it's Chicken Run 2, where, the chickens who escaped from the farm in the first movie, they've got to go back in to take care of business.
Oh, okay. All right, so that comes out, and that'll be December.
That's
so
a great tease.
down the road. And mentioning the strike, we're going to start. You're going to start on network TV. You're going to start seeing things roll out. And a good example, and maybe I'm wrong, but the latest in the series of NCIS series episodes, the latest is, correct me if I'm wrong, on CBS, NCIS Sydney. It wasn't even supposed to be in the United States, I don't think.
No. This is the funniest thing. So it is part of the NCIS franchise, and it was only supposed to be airing on Paramount Plus in Australia. But now that CBS needs stuff because they don't have any programming in the fall, it is now going to be premiering on CBS on Monday nights at 10 o'clock starting in November. Plus, it'll be on Paramount Plus in America. Plus, it'll be on Paramount Plus in Australia. And, CBS is the king of doing this. I mean, they're rolling out everything they've got. They're bringing back Yellowstone. They're going to air that on Sunday nights. The Frasier reboot that was supposed to be only Paramount Plus, it's going to amazingly have a couple episodes air on CBS in the fall. And the funny thing is, this is what the big part of the strike has been about.
Yeah.
Is that these actors, they feel they're getting cheated by the streaming, and now all these things they got paid for less because it was streaming are showing up on the network.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know how they put Yellowstone on regular TV. I just don't know how they're going to do it.
A lot of editing, baby. A lot of editing.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there's going to be. All right, Willie, great stuff. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, see you soon.
All right, man. Willie Waffle with what's going on. News is straight ahead.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
World leaders gather in India. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. President Biden arrives in New Delhi soon for the two-day G20 Nations Summit. He'll meet privately today, first with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's already there.
We're committed to supporting emerging markets in developing countries.
And to support Ukraine in its war against Russia, she says. Former Trump trade advisor Peter Navarro, convicted now of contempt of Congress, says he will appeal all the way to the Supreme Court if he has to, claiming he has the right to ignore a congressional subpoena.
Peter Navarro says his testimony to a House panel is shielded by executive privilege. A jury found Navarro guilty on 2 misdemeanor counts of contempt of Congress.
This case is a landmark case because it's about the constitutional separation of powers. That goes back to the days of George Washington.
Navarro was subpoenaed by the House panel that investigated the January 6th Capitol riot.
Fox's Jared Halpern. A floating border barrier in Texas can stay there for now.
A U.S. appeals court grants a temporary stay, allowing Texas officials to keep a 1,000-foot orange buoy wall that runs down the Rio Grande, dividing Mexico and Eagle Pass, Texas. The barrier, part of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star efforts to stop migrants from crossing the southern border. A district judge issuing a preliminary injunction ordering officials to move the buoys by September 15th, siding with the Justice Department, who sued, alleging the international boundary went up without federal authorization. Governor Abbott appealing the decision, saying he'll continue to utilize every strategy to secure the border, vowing to take the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Hurricane Lee is on track to become the strongest in the Atlantic in terms of wind speed since Hurricane Dorian in 2019, with no direct threat at this point to anywhere in the United States, although there could be some dangerous surf conditions next week. America's listening to Fox News.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
Or you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:03. I'm Andrew Dermenio. We're at 68 degrees here in Marcy, under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast coming up. This update brought to you by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties. Join us on September 20th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives. Some brand new details have been released about a deadly deputy-involved shooting in DeWitt. The teens who were shot and killed Wednesday have been identified as 15-year-old Luth Moe and 17-year-old Dal Apet. They were in a stolen vehicle that allegedly tried to run over the deputy who works for the Onondaga County Sheriff's Department. The deputy wasn't injured, and the State Attorney General's office has since started an investigation. A medical event may have been the factor in a crash on I-81 earlier this week that took the life of a North Syracuse man. Authorities say 49-year-old Oleg Stepanuk was traveling on the highway in Tully Wednesday when his pickup hit a guide rail before striking an embankment. He was rushed to a nearby hospital but could not be saved. No other injuries were reported. A former youth shelter worker is in some serious legal trouble after being accused of sexually abusing a teenager. According to police, 31-year-old Lauren Woods is facing a rape charge for having sex with a 16-year-old boy. Woods used to work in Fulton for a shelter operated by Oswego County Opportunities, and that's where she met the victim. Anyone who might have a tip about this case or any other incidents involving Woods is asked to call 315-598-4342. The Syracuse University football team will be back on its home field tomorrow as they look to pick up their second win in a row. The Orange are hosting the Western Michigan Broncos at the JMA Wireless Dome. SU is coming off a dominant 65-0 victory over the Colgate Raiders last week. Seats are still available for the contest, which is scheduled to kick off at 3:30 p.m. And the Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots continue to surge and are now sitting at a combined $622 million. The top prize up for grabs for Mega Millions tonight is at least $122 million, and whoever correctly chooses the winning numbers for Powerball tomorrow night will get $500 million. The cost of a ticket to play these games is just $2 a piece. Both drawings will be streamed live online. WIBX 950 News Time, 7:05. Your weather forecast is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls for all your mobile home needs. It's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Here's Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint at the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mix of sun and clouds. A few showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, but most of the day will be rain-free. Not quite as warm, but still very humid, near 75. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy sky, near 60. Saturday, quite a few clouds, but staying mainly dry. Limited sunny breaks at times, near 75. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
From the IBEW 43 local sports desk, the Lions spoiled the Chiefs' banner celebration at Arrowhead Stadium to kick off the NFL regular season. Jared Goff threw for 253 yards and 1 touchdown as Detroit took down the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs 21-20. Week 1 continues on Sunday, highlighted by a pair of signature games. Last season's NFC Championship, Eagles square off against the Patriots in Foxborough, while the Steelers duel the 49ers in Pittsburgh. The week wraps up on Monday Night Football when Aaron Rodgers makes his Jets debut as Gang Green faces off against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills at MetLife Stadium. Go Bills. Other news in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals are making their star quarterback the highest paid player in NFL history. How about this, Smitty? ESPN reports Joe Burrow has agreed to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension to stay in Cincy. Over $219 million is guaranteed. The number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft out of LSU is a career 24-17-1 starter and has thrown for over 11,000 yards to go with 82 touchdowns and 31 interceptions, and they will continue to be a threat in the AFC.
And he's the second big star to get big money. The 49ers re-up Boza the other day, too.
Oh, yeah.
For $235 million.
He's a defensive player.
Yes.
Pretty big money there, and it goes to show you that the rest of the Cincinnati Bengals will have limited salary cap space. So that's one of the things that is a disadvantage, I guess, if you look at it. But Joe Burrow is definitely making progress in Cincinnati. The Tigers salvaged their series finale against the Yankees, earning a 10-3 win in the Bronx. You say Carlos Rodon was booed off the mound and charged with the loss after allowing 7 runs on 8 hits over 3 2/3 inning. And the Mets are hoping to bounce back from their recent loss. After falling to the Washington Nationals, New York is visiting the Minnesota Twins for a 3-game series that begins tonight at Target Center. WIBX 950 news time is 7:09. More First News with Keeler in the Morning is next on your News Talk and Sports Leader, WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met. So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits. Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning. If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Get the hottest deals now on America's hottest furniture and mattresses at Ashley Furniture's newest store in Marcy. During the Labor Day sale going on now, we're breaking out big discounts to save you more. Shop red hot buys store-wide, like comfy sofas in 2 colors, just $4.29. Reclining sofas in 3 colors, just $5.99. 6-piece cherry queen bedroom, $6.99. Dining table and 6 chairs, your choice, $5.99. Ashley Hybrid Queen Mattresses, $2.99. Or save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable base sets. Plus, save up to $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses in firm, plush, or pillow top. These incredible deals and more. Plus, get 5-year special financing with no minimum purchase. It's the Ashley Home Store Labor Day sale now. In-store only at your newest Ashley store on River Road near Duncan in the Marcy Town Plaza. Hurry in.
Summertime is the best time to build memories in Herkimer County, New York's Experience County. From the Mohawk Valley to the Adirondack Mountains, Herkimer County offers charming communities, festive events, fun adventures, and great family activities. Erie Canal history? Check. Farm markets and unique shops? Check. Outdoor recreation and New York's #1 water theme park? Check. See all the possibilities online at visitherkimercounty.com. Herkimer County. I love New York.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members with higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member-focused, member-driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
Donald Trump warned America. The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit, and you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
I want to tell you about the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Dr. Shemileski is a former ER doctor who now has the clinic in Washington Mills, the premier osteopathic medical clinic in the area. But great for if you're looking for a new family physician, a new doctor. If you're having issues, you don't need a referral. You just call them, and they'll get you in. Call 315-507-4751. His dealing with members of my family who have had some health issues over the last year has been just unbelievably incredible. He's a great doctor who really cares and wants to get to the bottom of the issue. You hear people talk about him all the time. It's Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, also Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. They're accepting new patients right now. Call today, 315-507-4751.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Richard says on getting Google Disney Plus or some of the other services that are Hulu Plus, some of the other services that are out there. He says you should check it out. You'll be very surprised. It will not cost you that extra that you think they're not linked to Spectrum. And he also said you'll realize Rodgers played last year with a broken thumb most of the year, and the receivers sucked for the Packers. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and he brought a lot of them with him.
Jets will
to the Jets.
Jets will blow out overrated Buffalo on Monday night, a third-place non-playoff finisher.
This is Richard saying this?
This year from Richard. Yeah.
All
Joe
right,
Lode.
Richard.
Joe Lode, what do you think of that?
Good morning, Bill. Well, I was just, I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers, I've never liked him from the beginning, so I'm just not a fan. He can play, he's a quarterback, but he can't win the big show, kind of like my quarterback on the Cowboys.
All right. Well, let's see if he can win the big show Monday night.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
I mean,
see.
honestly,
something's going on. Jeff Manaske sounds an awful different this morning.
Manaske is out this morning. Andrew is filling in.
Good
this
morning,
morning
Joe.
for
Good morning.
Jeff.
I must have missed my phone call, but okay, that's okay.
Sorry.
I'll let it go this time.
You can't let it go to voicemail.
Hey, while I'm here, I might as well plug a few things.
Okay.
This is big news, Bill. Big news. It's the return of the I Used to Be Famous tour at Varick Street. So I'll be at the Celtic Harp tonight, which is pretty wild. I haven't been there since New Year's, but
that's cool.
I'm calling it I Used to Be Famous tour.
Okay, I
There you
like
go.
it. I still think you're quite famous, Joe. People everywhere.
And infamous.
Some people lately have said I was more infamous than famous, but we'll go with that.
Fair enough.
Also, a big weekend for things to do around Utica. I want to plug the St. George Orthodox Church Mediterranean Festival happening tomorrow. That's Saturday, 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. It's Saturday 12 to 8. Sunday 12 to 5. I'll also be DJing that, and there will be traditional drumming and music from Mike Peritano, which he's amazing on the drums.
Oh, that's cool.
Some call him the new era little drummer boy. He's amazing. So we're going to have some music, festive music, food. Bill, if you've never tried a baklava sundae, you're missing out.
It sounds good. We'll have Matt Naimi in next hour talking about this, too. And I believe...
Oh, he is coming on. Oh, perfect.
I
See
believe he might be bringing in some food this morning.
One can only hope.
Oh,
Yes.
God, if he brings you baklava, though, his mother, Cindy, is probably, I'd say, the best in the world at making it.
Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to trying that then. All right.
And if you're in the Boonville area this morning, around Post Street, check us out. We're at Stewart's giving away free coffee till 8:30 because I love Stewart's.
All right, Joe. Nice job. Thank you, man.
You got it. You guys have a great day, and then I'll make sure I keep my ringer on next time when you need me.
Well, we were told you were going to be at Stewart's. You were going to be at Stewart's this morning.
You had a commitment.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
See, I know, but you know how I would drop anything.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it greatly. All right.
Have a great day, guys.
Have a
All right,
great
Joe.
day. Joe Lode, and it's that's very nice. Okay, in studio right now is Patrick DeBono. Patrick, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me.
So I want to say that this is unprecedented. That now we have had people in talking about Jehovah's Witness, but we have never had someone in representing. And I'm going way, 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 way back. We've never had anyone in representing Jehovah's Witness, and you are just that this morning.
Correct. Yeah, I serve as a local spokesman in the Central New York region.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask some questions. There may be some questions that I asked that you can't answer. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to ask what I can here. First of all, let's talk about the religion. If you could explain what it is to be a Jehovah's Witness, could you?
Sure. Yeah, we base our belief strictly on the Bible, trying to follow the example of the first century Christians congregation and as it was established, and we prefer a literal understanding of the scriptures and base our beliefs on that.
Okay. but there are some changes happening.
With regard to our public outreach, yeah, absolutely.
Can I just bring up the if I could, and I just want to be, you're good with me just being honest, and you won't be offended by it, and I won't be offended. Well, you can say whatever you want about me. I'm good.
Well, we're mostly here to talk about this new outreach.
I know
in
we
Utica.
are.
Yeah,
I know we are.
specifically.
But the knocking on the door has been an issue and is an issue for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're about to talk about may be addressing that. Am I correct?
I think that's a fair statement. Yeah.
Because you see, I don't want to be. And listen, what I say, and I try to be respectful. It's like I have my religion. You have yours, and I'd like to leave it at that. Some people are willing to talk in the pamphlets. I give the people who do knock on doors the most amazing credit in the world. I couldn't do that. Have you done it before?
Oh yeah. I spent a lot of time doing it.
It's a requirement. Is it a requirement?
Sharing in the ministry and outreach is, yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Yep.
So, would you also be okay if there were people who had any questions, they could call in with a question?
We prefer not to. I just want to stick to the stick to the script, if that's okay.
All right. To the script. Okay. What is changing about the knocking on the door?
Well, we're doing more community outreach now with carts in public locations.
Okay.
Right. So it's a community service. Most people are most familiar, many of your listeners, maybe most of them, with our door-to-door ministry. But our outreach is changing slightly. People that have traveled may have gone to airports, major cities with transportation hubs, subway systems. Well, they'll see our mobile literature carts that offer free Bibles, Bible literature that help address some of the problems.
Do those cards say Jehovah's Witness, or does it say something else?
It says jw.org, which is our website.
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Excellent website that addresses a lot of questions people are facing. Locally here in Utica, it's interesting because we focus on English, Spanish, and then Karen Sagal literature. We have a significant population from Myanmar where that's their native tongue. But, of course, we have other languages available as well.
Okay. So the kiosk would be different where you're not coming into that person's space. You're where that person might be. That person may be socializing, traveling, et cetera, et cetera. And then they would walk up to you, or would you still reach out to them?
No, good question. And I think that's the difference is when we're in our door-to-door ministry, we're initiating the contact. Like it's our approach to them.
Yes,
However,
yes.
with our new cart activity, it's different because we don't approach people. I mean, we acknowledge people. We say hello. We wave. We have conversations, of course. We don't want to be rude to passersby.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
However, we generally don't initiate a conversation.
Okay,
We
all right.
wait for people to approach us. And the nice thing is locally here in Utica, we've had over 220 people trained in this new ministry outreach locally.
Okay.
So will the knocking on the doors go away completely?
It will not. And
Okay.
let me explain why. The door-to-door ministry has been a hallmark of Jehovah's Witnesses for the better part of the last century, right? It's what we're known for. I see it in tongue-in-cheek in TV shows all the time with a knock at the door.
Right, yeah.
I want to apologize. I did a parody song years ago about the knocking on the door. But you're not the only group that does that. There are some other groups. Latter-day Saints do it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But as a hallmark of our activity, that won't change.
Okay.
In part, that's because of what the scriptures say. At Acts chapter 20 and verse 20, it actually uses a phrase about a ministry outreach going house to house.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So first century Christians did it. Jesus talked about sharing good news. This month in particular, we're on a campaign globally among Jehovah's Witnesses, 8.7 million of us, sharing a special issue of the Watchtower that was printed in 2020. Of course, COVID hit. We couldn't do an in-person outreach at that time, but it's about what is God's kingdom, kind of a positive message.
Okay. I believe Jehovah's Witnesses knock on doors, Church of Latter-day Saints,
Girl Scouts.
Republicans, Democrats, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Those are the people who knock on your door on a Saturday morning. So that won't end. That still will continue. What success rate do you feel that you have when you do a cold call? Basically, it's a cold call.
Yeah. I think it's really about success in that we're sharing something positive, right?
Okay.
So if people respond or not, and that's their decision. We never force anything.
Sure.
And I hope no one's ever gotten that impression that we're sticking our foot in the door. But I think it's an opportunity to share something positive, and I think that's always successful.
Okay. This morning we're speaking with Patrick DeBono, and Patrick, you handle this area and a rather large area, or just this area?
Mostly down through the Mohawk Valley.
Okay.
Kind of Oneida out to the valley
Fair enough.
region.
For outreach in public relations, really, for Jehovah's Witness.
For lack of a better phrase, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You have a list of questions, and I have a few others that I'll swoop in there with. Is this CART outreach ministry being done elsewhere, and what kind of success have you had with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned, 8.7 million Jehovah's Witnesses in 240 lands globally. The reality is this is a part of our ministry in all parts of the world, even small communities. One of the things that's really nice is that we offer literature on our website, jw.org, in over 1,000 languages.
Wow.
And most places it's tailored to the local needs, like what languages are spoken locally in a community. And then, of course, we also see that a lot of people are apparently interested because currently there's more than 5 million people studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide.
Can I ask you personally how you came to be a witness? Were you raised in the faith, or did somebody knock on your door and bring you into the?
Is it right to call you a witness? Is that what?
Yeah.
You, okay.
Oh yeah. That doesn't offend me. It's actually, I kind of view it complimentary. Actually.
All right. Okay. So how did you get involved?
Yeah, I would say I was raised around the faith of Jehovah's Witnesses, not strict adherent. And I got into my teen years, and I became serious about examining what the Bible said against the beliefs of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was fully convinced of the truthfulness of it and made a dedication based on that.
All right. Why is this a change? I'm going to ask. You have a multicolored tie, a multicolored shirt, and I don't think you're wearing black pants. Traditionally, white shirt, black tie, black pants. Why are you different?
I think you might be thinking about the Latter-day Saints.
Is that?
Yeah.
I think the Mormons do that.
Yeah, the Mormons
so I've
do that.
confused it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I've seen people, women, men, come to the door and.
Why do women have to wear? Again, these are I'm going to throw some at you. Why do they have to wear a skirt? We had neighbors who were Jehovah's Witness, and the daughter every day had to wear a skirt when she went to school.
Yeah, well, people's personal decisions are personal decisions.
So it's not a rule.
Not with regard to our secular activities, no.
Okay, all right. There have been some people who say if they try to leave the church, they lose family members. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm not in a position to comment on that being local. That's more of an organizational level. I can, if you'd like, I'd be happy to email you policies on that from the organization or provide some information.
So there
on
is a
someone who
policy
can.
that addresses that.
There is a policy. In fact, if you look on our website, there's even some information on that, jw.org. There's a nice search bar, but I'll arrange to make sure you get that information.
And you know that there is a group right now currently that is local that is trying to get the message out that there are dangers to being a part of the Jehovah's Witness religion for that very reason. You know there's a group out there currently.
Actually, I did not personally. I've been unaware of that, but again, I can't speak to policy organizationally, right?
Fair enough.
Just locally. And I hope you understand that.
And I'm going to tell you, I understand that, and I'm not going to put you in a position where I brought you in to ambush you by any means. But I have to ask those. I would not be doing my job if I didn't ask those questions.
No, I
kind of knew knew the answer you were going to give, but I still have to ask the question.
Yep.
What do you want people to know today when you walk out of this studio? What do you want people to know and perceive about your appearance and about not your physical appearance, but the appearance on the program and the Jehovah's Witness faith?
Yeah, I think we want people to acknowledge that we're just sharing something positive, right? When we go in our ministry, outreach, door to door, or in our CART activity, it's not a membership drive. We're not looking to sign people up. We're not looking for donations. We're looking to share something positive to help people cope with the problems that we're all facing, right?
Mm-hmm.
People's lives are changing today. People are potentially busier than they've ever been before in all of history with so many distractions. And that's why our CART ministry outreach is so successful, because it makes it available in places where people wouldn't be home, right? Things like that.
And are you finding there are a lot of people that are looking for an answer of some sort? They're struggling. They're looking for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I mean, who's not dealing with a challenge or a trial today, right?
Yeah.
Difficulty, family, extended family, friends, or community group. we're all facing challenges. And one of the things I'd state as a fact is Jehovah's Witnesses are convinced, unequivocally convinced, that the Bible can help provide positive, satisfying answers to those issues.
Okay. And then I would ask you, what is I'm assuming there are rules the church has, or guidelines or rules, correct me if they're not rules, on when you become a part of the ministry, when you become a part of going out and going door to door. What are the guidelines with that? Is it 5 years old? Do you have to reach communion? Do you do communion? I guess I have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
there.
apparently,
yeah,
Bill.
Sorry.
What we do is we structure an understanding of the Scriptures first, and then, of course, someone can represent Jehovah's Witnesses in the ministry. They have to qualify, but again, those are more like higher level.
So you just don't go. You just don't. It's like, okay, you've reached the age of 7. Now you're going out with your parents. You have to be trained to go out or qualify.
Correct.
Okay. And what is that process like?
I don't know if we got enough time this morning.
Okay. All right. Well, let's put it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through classes. You go through.
Yeah, well, Jehovah's Witnesses attend meetings regularly. Part of those meetings are training for the ministry and things of that nature. So essentially, a person comes to that understanding and then eventually could qualify to represent the congregation.
I know that I'm a Methodist. My wife is Catholic. We fight all the time. I think that's probably the reason.
Yeah, that's the reason. But.
That is, yeah. But if so, when you become a Jehovah's Witness, you would not marry someone who's not a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, again, policy matters.
That's a policy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just prefer not to comment on something that's kind of above my pay grade figuratively.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As a volunteer.
Fair enough. Anything
Is
else?
your wife? Are you married? Is your wife
Yep.
part of the faith?
She is. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we share that in common. That's probably why we don't argue.
Okay. All right. This might be a policy, but does the male have dominance over the female in the Jehovah's Witness faith?
Dominance? Absolutely not. No, we would never.
Who
ever
wears
use
the
that
pants
phrase.
is what I'm saying to you.
Again, I'll direct you. You can look it up in jw.org. Look under headship, and you'll find it. And you'll find a scriptural answer, right? That's the thing, Bill.
Okay, all right.
We're not going to make up policies that don't have a basis in the scripture.
Well, you know what that is, though. What is it? Is it male? Is it female? Is it... Because in my house, it's female.
I will tell you this. I don't make
Mine
decisions.
too.
In my family, I don't make decisions without consulting my wife.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
That leads to a happy marriage.
Who makes the ultimate decision, though?
Well, we like to think our understanding of the scriptures guides it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. I know that I can't. There's certain things I'm not going to get answers to, and I want to be respectful and believe me, anybody in this world that would be willing to go out and knock on doors, not knowing what's on the other side of that door,
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. Is you gotta respect that. That's just, I guess, how I feel. I don't respect it when I'm sitting. I just sat down to eat something, and I'm that. But you don't have to.
come on.
You don't have to answer the door, right?
We don't force people to come to their door. No.
Have Ring doorbells changed things for you guys?
They have.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah. I'm a lot quieter in my conversation with my partner at a Ring doorbell out of respect for the homeowner.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to be courteous to them.
Because they can play it back. They'll listen to it back.
Yeah.
Everything
you
has
could
changed.
probably have conversations with homeowners or renters without even having face-to-face conversations.
I
with
actually
them.
have. Yeah, more than once. That's been the case.
I do have some listener questions, and I'm judging them as to, because I understand. What you don't want to do is come on here and get pelted by people. I understand that, and fair enough. But I have Wayne asking, has there ever been a Jehovah's Witness president in the United States?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, not to mine either. And Wayne said, don't forget politicians knock too.
You did mention
we included
that.
them, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. All right. Okay, very interesting. How did you guys handle, I say you guys, I hope that's not disrespectful. How did you handle the pandemic, the mask mandate, all of that? Was there a Jehovah's Witness uprising to say this is wrong? Or did you accept the fact that there was a virus out there? Or am I going out of the boundaries here?
No, I could tell you. In fact, we published a good deal of information throughout COVID. All of our in-person ministry and meetings went to a virtual platform.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, for the safety of people involved.
It was very hard for and people of faith especially. It was very, very difficult.
Mhm. Yeah, when you're used to the camaraderie, the comfort, the support of a congregation, and you don't have it in person, we agree. But we were thrilled in early 22 when we started meeting in person again.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a really nice opportunity. Later, at the September 1st of 22, we started our in-person door-to-door ministry again, which had been absent for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could talk to the Amish and see if they would come out publicly, because it's always been the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Amish. There was a mystery.
Yeah.
I think this is a brilliant idea to come out and have someone that people can talk to and ask questions of. I think it's quite brilliant. I think it's smart. Again, please talk to the Amish.
Yeah, see what you can do for us there, Pat.
We'd like to know. All right, anything else you want people to know?
No, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. We certainly value being able to express and inform. Like we said, we're not here to preach a message. We're here to inform in this context.
Okay.
I do preach, but that's a different format, a different forum, and we appreciate the opportunity to.
How often do you go to church? How often are you supposed to go to church each week?
Supposed to, or I can tell you when our meetings are. Ours are Tuesdays and Sundays, so I attend both times each week.
So twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
And there may be other things that are going on, like every other church.
So what we had you on today about is the kiosk method, or the new
carts. Yep.
The new carts. Where can you see them around the area locally?
Okay, good question.
Yeah, excellent. So locally in Utica, you'll see them at the DMV train station, right under the front canopy facing the road. So that's
usually after an experience at the DMV, you need religion, I believe.
I would agree with that.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
By the time you've
that's
waited,
not a matter of policy. I can agree with that.
Okay, see, there we go.
Absolutely. Everyone needs Jesus after
Yes,
that.
that's right.
So the DMV.
Yep, and also at the bus station.
Okay,
And
all right.
when the new hospital opens, we're searching out locations in that area too.
Okay.
That seems like a good fit where people are going to have dealing with challenges, difficulties, and a hopeful message would be a nice thing to come out to.
All right. And is there, last question, is there someone I could speak to at some point about the accusations that have been made? Is there someone higher up than your pay grade that would publicly talk about those things?
Yeah. I'm not sure that they'd comment publicly, but I think that we could provide you with someone's information. Yeah,
okay.
that they could email
Will you
or
help
communicate with you.
open that line of communication for me?
I'll do my best.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else? I think we're good. Patrick, thank you. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I appreciate
All
your
right.
time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. We got a break. 7:36. Coming up, Hobica's free money question of the day is worth $500 this morning. We'll get to that in a few minutes here at WIBX.
Warner Sales and Service. Building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. Hustler mowers are designed to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. It's your chance to be the envy of your neighborhood. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. And we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Lowest prices of the season on all Flex Steel and Smith Brothers upholstery. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label fillable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally free of charge, or you can pick it up from their showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today for their summer sales event and save big on select floor pieces and take what you love home today. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Former CIA officer and survival expert Jason Hansen here. I teach people how to prepare for the unexpected. Right now, most Americans are not ready for the death of the US dollar. You have money sitting in cash, and if you don't act soon, your financial future could be at risk. I have partnered with Advantage Gold, the #1 rated precious metals company in America, to release my new digital dollar survival kit that's 100% free for everyone who calls today and claims your free survival kit. Simply call 800-900-8000 and give your email address, and I will have this new digital dollar survival kit sent to you immediately. Call 1-800-900-8000 now and claim your free kit, and also mention my name, Jason Hansen, and see how you could also qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Supplies are limited, so call right now before it's too late. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
A Rottweiler named Whiskey, with hours to live, brought back to full health. A terrier named Snoopy, paralyzed in all 4 legs, who ran and played again within months. These dogs are known as Marty's Miracles. Dogs brought back to health by Dr. Marty Goldstein.
I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Called the Miracle Worker by Forbes magazine, he's now created a premium dog food for you called Nature's Blend. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life. For a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get free premium dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Ricky Z says it's the Move to Mazda sales event, and it's going on right now. As you're driving down the road, you're out, maybe you're sitting in a lawn chair just watching the cars go by. It's my future. There's another one. All right, let's count the red cars. It's my life. You might be noticing more Mazdas on the road. That is not a coincidence. It's just the way it is. These vehicles are moving. When you couldn't get new cars, they had new Mazdas. And they're great vehicles. I love my CX-9. Right now, you can move to Mazda. The event is back. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing up to 36 months on 2023 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, and 50s. Before you know it, the 24s are coming around the corner. You can also enjoy 0% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-9s. It's the Move to Mazda sales event that's going on right now. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. Rick knows there's a way to treat people, and so does Steet. That's how they, Steet Potty, it's how they treat people. It's how they treat their people and those who walk through the door, before, during, and after the sale. Steet Potty Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Sorry, Davey. I think we're looking at... let's give away some money. Davey, we're looking for caller number what for Hobica's free money question of the day?
Caller 2.
Caller 2. Number 2. Right now, Davey's going to grab it, and we're going to do it. It's worth $500.
Oh, yeah.
315-736-0186. Caller number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Okay, let's see if Davey does it correctly. Yeah,
Hello.
I know he will. You're calling number 1.
WIBX. caller one you are, okay?
Okay.
Thanks again.
So fascinating.
Good morning,
to watch the baby
WIBX.
work.
All right, here's the second caller.
Yes, you are. What is your name?
Okay. This is how it's done if you're wondering.
Tim, hold on. We'll be right with
peek
you,
behind
okay?
The
curtain.
politeness. Look at the politeness.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What a nice young man. You
And
are.
unlike your fast food place, we don't charge you. You have a chance to make money here.
Tim on 4.
Thank you, Davey. Hi, Tim on 4. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
All right, let's do this. And I feel like I have a $500 giveaway in me today. So,
Thanks for trying, okay?
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. You'll have 7 seconds to answer this question. Andrew, are you ready? Here we go. Before SNL and The Tonight Show, as a student, what college town did Jimmy Fallon party in? Ready, go.
Georgetown.
Was it Georgetown?
I actually know this one. I think I do.
You do know it because it's somewhat local.
And you always see it as you're going down to the city. Saugerties, right?
No.
Oh.
No, you didn't know it.
I wouldn't
Did you
have got
not know?
That's where he grew up. Sorry, that's where he's from.
Did
so
you
I
not?
misunderstood.
Did you not know that Jimmy Fallon went to college at College of St. Rose in Albany?
I did not know that.
Absolutely, and he talks about it on the Tonight Show. Yeah, Albany would have been the Albany, New York would have been the town. Well, what are you going to do, man? We're going to give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card. I thought today was the $500 giveaway.
Well, Habaika's happy. At least that's
We're going to give you the $25 gift food and fun card. It's good at the wonderful, amazing Aquavino in New Hartford. Since they've moved, their game is greater than ever. The food is just delicious. And I'm going to tell you something. They may have the best greens on the planet over there. Babes, 72 Tavern and Grill. Taylor and the Cook. What a wonderful restaurant that is.
That's awesome.
Expanding. Of course, it's also good at Adirondack Bank Center, concession stands, and Nexus as well. So there you go. All right, Tim. Sorry, man.
All right, Bill. Beautiful show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Stand by. Davey's we're gonna mail that to you. So hold on a second. He's gonna take care of you there. Do you want to bring in this because Tony's not here yet? I don't know what's going on. What do we know on Tony Pisani?
Andrew talked to Phil, and I guess...
Okay, we're working on it. Okay, fair enough. I have one more thing that's going on right now, and Jeff's not in, so we're somewhat confused. I'm always confused. Tracy Stewart is coming in the program. Amy, who is?
Amy Fick.
Come on in here, Amy.
We'll have you sit right over there.
Is this is Miles for Meg, though?
Yes, it is.
Okay, put you right
Tracy was not able to make it.
there. Okay, fair enough. Hello, Amy. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're swooping you in. We're getting you in. I don't want you to have to wait all morning long. So. Okay, let's talk about Miles for Meg, if we could, and what the program is, first off.
So Miles for Meg is a foundation that Tracy Stewart created, began after she lost her daughter to suicide. I'm currently the chairperson for the Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention Walk that Miles for Meg and Tracy are a sponsor for and a huge supporter for. It's our countywide fundraiser.
Fair enough. And her story that she tells is heart-wrenching about her daughter, and that she was close with her daughter, but just didn't have any signs, right?
Yes. And I think that is true for most people that lose a loved one to suicide, that they're not estranged relationships. They're very close, but for whatever reason, the person who is struggling just doesn't feel like they can reach out and ask for help.
Oftentimes, the lucky situations are those who may not plan on going all the way through with it, and they do reach out for help. But unfortunately, if somebody wants to harm themselves, they find a way to do it.
Yes,
which is terrible. But you're trying to with this group trying to create a positive here.
We are. This is the second year that the walk has been taking place in Herkimer County. Previously, it was the Mohawk Valley, so it was Oneida and Herkimer combined. But we have since branched off. It's taking place September 23rd at Herkimer College, and it's to help raise funds that will stay within our county of Herkimer to help provide educational programming, prevention efforts, helps with research. It helps support those who have lost somebody to suicide. So that's where a portion of the funds that we raise through this walk go to.
Okay. How can people get involved?
they can get involved. They can register to walk. They can do so at afsp.org/Herkimer County. They can register as an individual walker. We currently have 23 teams already formed, so they could join a team that has already been created. They can create their own team. They can volunteer the day of the walk. I'm always looking for extra help. They can sponsor. They can make a donation. And they can just keep spreading the word and having the conversations that it's okay to not be okay and to reach out for help.
I do think that a lot of times there's an embarrassment, right?
Yes.
And when you say it's okay to not be okay, you're not alone by any means.
Correct. AFSP, part of what they do is they look at surveys. I'm a numbers gal, so I look at the statistics. And one of their most recent surveys showed that 94% of Americans that completed the survey feel that suicide is preventable. So if so many of us, if the vast majority of us believe that it's preventable, it's just helping to get folks to know we know that people can struggle and just reach out to anybody. I mean, I tell my kids all the time, you don't have to come to me. Go to any adult, any person that you trust.
Right.
The stigma around mental health that it still exists is still surprising, but nonetheless, it does exist.
Yes. I wish we could treat our mental health illnesses and struggles like we do our physical ailments. If we have a cold, if we break a bone, if we're physically not feeling well, we have no problem going to the doctor.
Right. Social media, do you worry about social media today?
I do. I mean, suicide among our ages 15 to 19 across the U.S. is now the third leading cause of death.
Wow.
And I do think that social media, cyberbullying definitely plays a piece. When I was a kid, we didn't have to worry about all of that stuff.
Yeah, if
on
you got
social
bullied,
media.
unfortunately, it was still an unfortunate thing, but you'd go home and you'd have a break from it.
Right.
But now it continues on.
It's just 24/7.
Yeah. That is, unless the bullying was coming from home, which there's there's so much out there, and when you see a family that doesn't have all of that chaos, like what we're talking about here, and it comes as a surprise, it's I don't want to say it's harder because it's hard no matter what, but it is shocking. Again, if somebody did feel like I had a number here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the number you call for suicide?
The easiest
prevention?
one to remember now is 988.
988, yeah.
Yep, you can text it, you can call it 24/7, and they will link you up with somebody to talk about whatever it is that you are going through. If it's an immediate crisis, like you need to get somebody to you right away, they go based off of what your area code is, and they will dispatch, EMS to reach out to you.
Amy Faye, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And we'll break and come back. 7:51 at WIBX.
Call today. Heritage Logging and Tree Removal, your trusted tree removal specialist. With today's extreme weather conditions and new invasive species wreaking havoc on your trees, it's very important to call as soon as you suspect any problems to protect your valuable property and your precious loved ones. Heritage Logging is going to be there to assess your trees and give 24-hour emergency services. For all your tree care needs, call or text today 315-796-2941 or go online to heritagelogging.com and Facebook at Heritage Logging.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, in the studio right now is County Executive Anthony Picenti. Normally, he's here and waiting, and fine.
All of a sudden, you're on time.
All of a sudden, I'm on time today. Well, we moved things around. It was good for Amy. She would have had to have waited for like an hour.
Yeah, right.
So it all works out. County Executive Anthony Picenti, good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, we received some news in regards to, actually, it was 2 days ago, 911 and the potential consolidation with Herkimer County. Your thoughts on that? This is probably the perfect time, just the fact that it's hard to get employees.
Well, it is, and I've always talked about consolidation, whether it's internal or external too, as far as counties go. But we've been talking to Herkimer for some time. We really, I'm going to say, started these little more intense discussions really a few years ago, and then of course, the world changes and everything happens for those 2-year time period. But then we resumed and started looking a little more deeply, and yeah, the big issue with both of us is staffing, and but it's more than that. It's also the ability to have a more advanced system that a county like Herkimer can't get into because of their size, and we can offer more services through our system with them and integrate it. We have a backup 911 system. They don't. I mean, there's pros. There's pros to it. Certainly, I don't really see any cons. Although I know some. There's always
we've heard a few in the last 24 hours
stuff coming up. But I think we're on a path of I think it's more than we're beyond. We're not going to commission a study or do any of that because we both know and have been doing this, and both counties have been doing this for a long time, and we know what the system is like and what it can handle. And so I think we're beyond that. I think now it's about, okay, how do we make it work?
One of the things that I recall from dealing with a school merger, when we lived in the Valley, there was the Mohawk Ilion, what was supposed to be Mohawk Ilion
and Herkimer
and Frankfurt,
and Frankfurt,
four schools, and it just became such a civil war down there between people. It was very difficult. But that's a little different than this. There's not a loyalty. It's the Beach Boys never sang "Be true to your 911 call center," right? So it is a little different. But the other part is what we said. You're both Herkimer County and Oneida County are struggling to find employees. But here's the other part: consolidation doesn't always mean. And this we had some criticism. It's like you're going to save money and you'll never give it back to the taxpayers. Politicians put it in their pockets. I don't know what that means, but that was one of the criticisms yesterday. But the fact is, consolidation doesn't always mean saving a ton of money. It means becoming more efficient.
It does, and that there is the phrase "the economy of scale" because you deal with things that that in the future it's anticipated expenses that are not going to come your way and don't have to because of that, because of the consolidation. Because right now the technology is in one place and built in, and
one building to heat one,
and then the other county, and in this case because Herkimer is smaller, in size and population and of their center. I mean, absorbing it with us, but with those employees, changes it. And one of the things I said the other day, and I hoped it would have gotten, when we were talking, is so what it does, and what I think Herkimer and Oneida County both have to look at in this regard is how many dispatchers we have on the floor right now, probably 7 or 8 right now. Herkimer's probably got 3, thereabouts. So now, I look at it. Herkimer is now adding 7 or 8 to their dispatch center. We're adding another 3 to ours. Now we have on that 24-hour shift. Remember, this is a 24/7 operation. Obviously, everybody knows that. But I mean, now you've expanded that coverage area for calls in emergencies, in situations that obviously people think that they're not getting handled quickly enough. But the whole system improves, and I think that's the benefit of this consolidation. It's really more about what we can do together rather than what you do individually. You're not competing for the same dollars. You're not overlapping and causing that confusion when a call does go to the other side. Because look, the border of Oneida and Herkimer stretches all along.
Well, and it's confusing at times.
All along.
You go into East Utica, Frankfurt area, it's like, where am I?
So, but that doesn't mean, and those get handled. I don't want to say they don't get handled.
Right.
I think, though, that, the geography of and the blending together, and the overlapping of police and fire and other systems just makes sense. And
it
does.
is. I cannot. It's amazing when I think back to the days when I was just a kid, and my father's at work. It's me and my brothers and my mom and my grandparents, and the plan had been made. We're taking a trip to Utica. That just
no, that was long distance calling.
And the long distance.
See, I went the other way because I went to Herkimer.
That's right, and you have roots in the valley.
Yes,
so.
I did. So we went to our trip was to Herkimer for the.
So, but I think that has changed. You see people traveling back and forth every single day. People in Oneida County work in Herkimer County and vice versa. So it becomes easy for everybody to deal with. This may be one of the more logical mergers and one of the easier mergers. I know when you deal with fire departments and police departments and schools, it's a completely different thing. Stand by, and we'll get you on the other side of the break. Other stuff to get into and talk about. Also, the Mediterranean Festival is this weekend. We'll speak with Matt Naimi coming up next hour as well. It is a Friday morning, short week. Love the short week. News is straight ahead on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Setting the agenda. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Biden's going to land in India next hour for the G20 World Leaders Summit focused on the world economy, climate change, and energy, and Russia's war in Ukraine.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the president is committed to working with emerging market partners and that there's a belief that other countries could benefit from, as he put it, copying how President Biden rebuilt the American economy.
And that's one of our main focuses heading into the G20, delivering on an agenda of fundamentally reshaping and scaling up the multilateral development banks, especially the World Bank and the IMF.
The presidents of China and Russia will not attend the summit. Both of those countries are in the BRICS group, which recently met and extended invitations to 6 more countries, including Iran. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Hurricanes getting stronger fast out over the Atlantic.
Hurricane Lee became a dangerous explosive Category 5 overnight. Will safely miss the Caribbean this weekend, but the East Coast needs to monitor Lee's path for potential direct or indirect impacts next week.
Fox meteorologist Janet Steen there. It's now more than a week since a convicted murderer escaped from prison in Pennsylvania.
Danilo Cavalcante is believed to have been spotted multiple times since his August 31st escape from the Chester County Prison. Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens says he thinks searchers are closing in, but each day Cavalcante evades them raises the risk to residents.
I believe he becomes more desperate. I believe he has always been very dangerous, and I've said that from the start. He's already murdered 2 people, one in Brazil and one here in a very brutal manner.
People are urged to call police if they spot him and not confront Cavalcante on their own. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former President Trump holds a rally in South Dakota today where he's expected to be endorsed by Governor Kristi Noem. America's listening to Fox News.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 8:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. It is 69 degrees under cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast coming up. This update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service, celebrating 70 years in business, 3 generations and counting. Visit them at clintontractor.net. Some brand new details have been released about a deadly deputy-involved shooting in DeWitt. The teens who were shot and killed Wednesday have been identified as 15-year-old Luth Moe and 17-year-old Dal Apet. They were in a stolen vehicle that allegedly tried to run over the deputy who works for the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office. The deputy was not injured, and the state attorney general's office has since started an investigation. A former youth shelter worker is in some serious legal trouble.
Can I just say, and Tony, you can speak to this. I realize this happened in Onondaga County. It's a terrible story, but this shows how the body cam protects the public, but also protects the police officers, and in this case, the sheriff's department. Because without that body cam, you have to go by what the deputy is saying happened, right?
Right, but was the body cam on?
It was not on.
It was not on.
It was not on.
That's a tough
So that
that's the
evidence
problem.
doesn't exist,
That's
which
the problem.
could have been evidence that could have helped protect the police officer.
Well, and every officer involved shooting or death or fatality is investigated by the Attorney General's
Correct,
office,
right.
and this one is no different. A former youth shelter worker in some serious legal trouble after being accused of sexually abusing a teenager. According to police, 31-year-old Lauren Woods is facing a rape charge for having sex with a 16-year-old boy. Woods used to work in Fulton for a shelter operated by Oswego County Opportunities, and that's where she met the victim. Anyone who might have a tip about this case or any other incidents involving Woods is asked to call 315-598-4342. A medical event may have been a factor in a crash on I-81 earlier this week that took the life of a North Syracuse man. Authorities say 49-year-old Oleg Stepanuk was traveling on the highway in Tully Wednesday after his pickup hit a guide rail before striking an embankment. He was rushed to a nearby hospital but could not be saved. No other injuries were reported. Syracuse University's football team will be back on its home field tomorrow as they look to pick up their second win in a row. The Orange are hosting the Western Michigan Broncos at the JMA Wireless Dome. SU is coming off a dominant 65-0 victory over Colgate last week. Seats are still available for the contest, which is scheduled to kick off at 3:30 p.m. And the Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots continue to surge and are now sitting at a combined $622 million. The top prize up for grabs for Mega Millions tonight is at least $122 million. And whoever correctly chooses the winning number for Powerball tomorrow night will get $500 million.
You assume someone is going to get it.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe they will.
I always do the quick pick. You know? I don't like the pressure of having to try and decide the numbers.
Back on that Syracuse game, by the way, you're going to have if you choose to watch the Syracuse game tomorrow on TV.
Yeah.
It's the ACC network is included in this Spectrum ban, so it will not be on your regular TV if you have Spectrum.
The cost of a ticket to play these games, the Powerball and Mega Millions, you could always just go to the games if you win that, every single one of them. $2 a piece. $2 in a dream, as they say. Both drawings will be streamed live online.
All right.
It is 69 degrees under cloudy skies. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by City Suburban.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint at the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mix of sun and clouds. Few showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, but most of the day will be rain-free. Not quite as warm, but still very humid, near 75. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy sky, near 60. Saturday, quite a few clouds, but staying mainly dry. Limited sunny breaks at times, near 75. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
From the IBEW 43 local sports desk, the NFL season kicked off last night as the Lions spoiled the Chiefs' banner celebration at Arrowhead to kick off the regular season. Jared Goff threw for 253 yards and 1 touchdown as Detroit took down defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs 21-20. Week 1 continues Sunday night, highlighted by a pair of signature games, including the Eagles facing off against the Patriots. One of the big anticipated games of the week will be wrapping up Week 1 on Monday Night Football when Aaron Rodgers makes his Jets debut as Gang Green faces off against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills at MetLife Stadium.
I will say, watching that game last night, and I just came in towards the end. The Chiefs were trying to plow down the field, and I by the way the ball was being thrown and dropped and off target, I was like, who's in there? Mahomes must have gotten hurt. And then I realized It was Mahomes in there last night.
Yeah, so a lot of Eagles fans will say they got lucky in both the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, but
well, Mahomes has been just
he's
spectacular. There's no doubt, but he was not last night. So,
another young quarterback getting a huge payday. The Bengals making their star quarterback the highest paid player in NFL history for now. ESPN reports Joe Burrow has agreed to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension to stay in Cincy. Over $219 million is guaranteed. The number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft out of LSU is a career 24-17-1 starter and has thrown for over 11,000 yards to go with 82 touchdowns and 31 interceptions. And his second season, he made the AFC Championship game appearance. Last year, I think in the year before too, right? So he's definitely off to a good start to his career, and the payday is looking really good for him. That's all for sports. Yankees lost. Mets will hope to bounce back from their recent loss.
To be fair, the Yankees have had they're going nowhere, but they've had a nice. They've had a nice little run.
The young guys.
9 of 11 games right now. They've won. Yeah. So
at this point, you got to hope to finish better than Boston.
As long as they don't have a losing record.
And the Mets are doing the same thing right now, playing with younger players coming up to get a little hope for next year, I guess. What an awful year though this turned out to be for New York. Got a break. County Executive Anthony Piceni in studio. Also later in the hour, we'll talk about the Mediterranean Festival this weekend and. Now that Andrew is in studio, we're going to confront him.
Oh God!
This hour, this is going to be big. I won't give you the hint. I'm going to call. I want you to get this live on the air.
Okay.
And your reaction to be
totally surprised,
completely real, authentic surprise. Okay. We'll get to it coming up, 8:10 at WIBX.
At Mike Carl's, we've cleaned out our warehouses to make room for new arrivals. You save big, 50% off high-end mattresses, plus same-day delivery. Mike Carl's in the backside of the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Summertime is the best time to build memories in Herkimer County, New York's Experience County. From the Mohawk Valley to the Adirondack Mountains, Herkimer County offers charming communities, festive events, fun adventures, and great family activities. Erie Canal history? Check. Farm markets and unique shops? Check. Outdoor recreation and New York's #1 water theme park? Check. See all the possibilities online at visitherkimercounty.com. Herkimer County. I love New York.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam, and Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Donald Trump warned America. The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit, and you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver.
Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
Go green and save green right now at City Suburban. There has never been a better way to heat and cool your home than with a new Mitsubishi electric heat pump system from City Suburban. They provide energy-efficient comfort year-round, are whisper quiet, 40% more efficient than conventional systems, and offer room-by-room temperature control. And the best part is right now you can save up to $9,000 in rebates with the New York State Clean Heat Program while funds are available. Go green and make the switch today. And as always, receive City Suburban's POMG. That's peace of mind guarantee.
This is Chris from City Suburban on Route 233 in Westmoreland. There has never been a better time to upgrade your system than right now. You can save up to $9,000 with New York State Clean Heat rebates and make your home more comfortable and efficient for years to come. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, nonprofit organizations will come together to ask for your support through Mohawk Valley Gives, the community's 24-hour giving day. But don't wait. Give now or anytime this month. Either way, every dollar counts. And you'll show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation, MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank and brought to you by Town Square Media.
Hey, I want to tell you about the Omni Surgery Center. You do not have to live with the pain, back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain. I understand that it's when you look at someone and they look perfectly fine, yet they have a back problem or a neck problem. You're like, I don't understand. You can't be in that much pain. But sometimes people are dealing with pain that is so bad you can't sleep at night. You can't operate properly. You can't work. It just can be debilitating. And Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center says you don't have to live with the pain. People come from all over the country and Canada to have their procedures done right here. Non-invasive, low-invasive procedures with Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgery Center. Their surgery center is on French Road. It is a surgery center, but it could also mean injections and no surgery. There's a strategy he uses. He cares, and the goal is to get rid of the pain. Their website, killpain.com. Call to make an appointment at 315-765-8448. The Omni Surgery Center with Dr. Hyder, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Also want to tell you about Chuck Sedella and Daylight Donuts, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. And Chuck is looking to hire. Tony, everywhere you go, people are looking to hire. Chuck needs counter help. That is people to work the counter, part-time and full-time. Reach out today. He's an equal opportunity employer, and he runs a tight ship, which is why that drive-through, you're in and you're out, you're on your way every single day. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. County Executive Anthony Pacini is in studio. Let's talk about, if we could, and I realize you're in the midst of a campaign, but let's talk about the hospital. So the garage obviously is moving forward. Mm-hmm. Is that just going to end up being a bonus because now the hospital has purchased the Kennedy garage? So they're adding spaces there, which they're going to need before the garage opens anyway. But once that's all said and done, will this open up more spots that could be used by Nexus in the auditorium?
It will. I definitely will. And the benefit is what Kennedy can do because it's on the other side of the hospital and it's connected to it will be connected to the hospital through that walkway, but not a public walkway.
Okay.
So where that benefit comes in for the hospital is directly to the hospital employees or a large number of those as well, and offset some of the need on the new garage. Yeah. Now, the benefit of the garage that we're building is it's connected to the hospital. for those visitors, and for some of the staff and doctors, emergency room, all of that, and then, obviously, right across the street from the Adirondack Bank Center and Nexus and everything else. So it adds to all of that, all of that accessibility and growth. And maybe someday, I don't know, maybe we do a walkway across
the other
to
side.
the odd.
Okay,
maybe.
I did have somebody asking the question that they felt that they had been duped a little bit. The public, when it comes to the hospital and what's to be done with St. E's and St. Luke's. I'll have you answer that. My feeling was that we've always known that there's an exploration as to what to do, but there's never been a hard answer to that as of yet. Although St. E's
duped in what regard?
Well, in that I guess that they moved forward without knowing what they were going to do with the other two properties, which I guess is true, but I don't think that was ever a secret.
Well, no, I mean, so if it was that, it will decide what to do with those before they build a new hospital. That's
Right.
kind of the thinking here.
Yeah, I guess
that that is just like any other project. You can't market a structure or even redevelop a structure without knowing where you're going. Number one,
right.
if you are going somewhere else,
Right.
and then once you make that decision, there was really no clear cut time frame to be able to say, okay, here it's on the market now, because you had to figure out how long is it going to take you to move out of it. And then nobody wants to look at it, and nobody's going to be planning for it while you're in there. So, the idea, I think, that has been done by both on the city's end and with Edge and with us on the St. Luke's side we really are opening up the process and really making it, a real open and transparent piece to say, okay, we're putting out these RFPs, we're soliciting, developers to look at something, but we're not just making a decision to say, okay, we're going to use it for this or we're going to use it for that, and there's not really any openness or thought process going into it. I think the RFP process and looking at multiple uses as we are, and in particular in working, we just got the RFPs in and been scheduling meetings on the St. Luke site to get various mixed use proposals for those sites and look at what works, and then it's still going to come back to community involvement and the government involvement about what is best for those. You have two really unique parcels there.
Yeah.
I mean, in both
are very large.
Both are very large. I mean, St. Luke's and the St. Luke's parcel is in a real kind of commercial corridor, but also with Utica University and everything else you have over there. St. Elizabeth's is really, on the main drag of Utica, just above the Parkway and into South Utica. Housing, more development. So you really have, great potential there. And I think, it's going to take time. It's not something you can decide overnight. And plus, you got to get those structures, I believe, those structures got to come down.
Yeah, I mean,
both. You feel both?
I do.
Yeah.
I think the massive, just being involved in as I have been in these projects over the years, and just looking at the size of those facilities, the reuse of something like that is so
it's more costly
it's
to
more
rehab.
costly. We're going through this at the county building. I've been doing a floor at a time, and every now and then I look at our engineer and go, why didn't you tell me to just tear it down and start over?
No.
Because it's to reuse it for something else is even more so. I mean, if you were trying to fix it as a hospital, that in itself
there's a
was
lot
costly.
of
If you want
specific
to
laws.
if you want to reuse it for, housing or some kind of what else would you use it for? Some kind of it's the costs are astronomical. You're better off leveling it and starting from scratch with a project that you can handle.
And they're both prime spots
Prime
for
real
different reasons in both cases.
And large.
But you have
parcels.
you have with Utica University right across the street.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's been talk. I don't know if there's any movement on that, but that could be a real opportunity for them.
It could be for them. It could also, add to, what they've been trying to do. So many different universities as they expand have, more housing availability,
Right.
more for whether it's for their faculty or for their students, whether it's for, whether it's a hotel, whether it's, hotel and residential, whether it's, a mixed use. You've been to many universities, you see, there are hotels right on campus.
Yeah.
So, they're, and along with other buildings that, can be used for more, education and training. So, there's a lot of possibilities here.
Well, and I don't think
and I hope I get to see some of it in the next few years.
And I don't think whether you had a reuse plan going into the new hospital construction, it changes the fact that there was a new facility was needed, and a new hospital was needed regardless of what you were going to do with the old spaces.
But the other thing is when you have buildings like that and you say, well, look, we're gonna build a new hospital. The answer is okay. Call me when it's ready.
Right.
Because we're not gonna, because you had to wait. Nobody was going to plan 5 years ago what they were going to do today with that, not knowing. Look at what we've gone through in the last 5 years, just on the economy, on the pandemic, on everything else. No one was going to make a decision 5 or even 7 years ago to say, okay, St. Elizabeth is going to be this when it closes, and St. Luke's is going to be this.
This is going to be, I think about other properties like you have, for instance, Charlestown.
Right.
That's not the prime real estate that you're talking about here.
No. It has potential for an
no doubt
industrial
about
site
it.
or some other things, some other outlying type of housing, but not. But it's not on the beaten path on the main. It's not on Main Street, USA.
Right.
And that becomes that's what makes both of those sites become so much more valuable and more have more potential because they are on kind of the main streets. When you look at that commercial corridor and between Burstone Road and Campion Road there, and it's a great corridor with Utica University.
I don't want to put you into the position where you're trying to write your state of the county for next year, but you are in the midst of a campaign, and I'll make this the last question for you. But I would ask you, so part of you've talked on the air about saying there's been a lot done, and it's tremendous when you see what the last 10 years has looked like here locally and the progress that has been made. So another term, you're running for another term. What is next? What do you see? What is the next vision? What are we going to be consumed with? Because nothing's going to come easy, right? Not around here.
Right.
Things don't come. You can't build a Stewart's without having a battle. But what's next?
Well, we have a couple events coming up next year too that I think are going to try to define what we've been doing and what we've built now. I think what's next is, it's not just about we built Nexus, we built the garage, we built the hospital. Okay.
Now what are we going to build?
Okay. Drop the mic and walk away.
Yeah.
It's not that moment. I think the moment here is what is next, and I think it is about developing more, and I think it's about expanding that, into the other parts of the county and how we really blend, everything in, which we've been trying to do with Main Street programs, with other things that we've been investing in. But I do think, we've built all this stuff now. And it's not just about building it; it's about sustainability and doing that. It's about getting more up at Marcy, in terms of that, doing more at Griffiths, doing more, in Rome, doing more in Utica. We're doing the Nexus survey, which is taking place, which we unveiled weeks ago. Which we're going to evaluate what that is. We want to build around there. We have the USA Hockey, which is going to be a huge event. We've been working on that in my office and along with Rob and his team and everything. That's going to be a huge event taking place in next year. And that, I think, is going to be a kind of a signature of we can handle certain things that no one thought we could in the past. And I think those are the kind of things
that we couldn't handle in the past.
Things that we couldn't handle because we didn't have the facilities, we didn't have the wherewithal, we didn't have the ecosystem built in. I think that stuff is what leads us into the next, as I hope into the next 4 years. It's not just about walking away.
Does that include, I would say, so what's next must include a lot of the talk that so if you build Nexus, there will be things that will be built around it. There will be you'll see more development, like the rumor that's out there about maybe a certain barbecue place coming into town.
The REA.
I'm not
wing,
sure that happens without all of.
No, it doesn't. The REA wing. We're in. Not everything has to happen on top of everything. I think we have to look at how we spread everything out too, and how we make this. What we're building. What we're building has got to be. It's got to expand. It just can't be centered in one area. Now, while Nexus is a focal point with the Adirondack Bank Center and everything together, how do we spread it out and kind of how the tentacles go into other directions in which people will move and do things, and then into other parts of the county as well. So it's really about more of that. It's really more about continuing down the path we've been of productivity. and growth and I really would like to see more people. I think that's hopefully our goal for the next 4 years.
Let's see. I have just a couple comments. We'll let you go. Donna, when are they going to build a Waterbury Commons type mall next to? Is that an outlet?
A Waterbury outlet?
Yeah.
Outlets.
I think there's a Woodbury.
Woodbury
down
in.
That tackled my bank account a couple months ago.
We've been there. We've been there.
Yep.
I'm familiar with it.
Part of it is
they have a wine bar
and a Shake Shack.
They do.
That one's always done good. I know the one in Waterloo is kind of.
It's hard today because
those are not as
brick and mortar.
They're expensive.
Scary today. It's uncertain.
But the economies of those outlet malls or whatever you want to call them, are not as attractive as they used to be because of online and because of other specialty stores.
Yeah,
so
I don't know the answer.
But I don't think our question's off base about what else, because
what is going to go there. Yeah,
you do need some retail down there, especially when you have something like Nexus and you have families coming in.
Right.
You want to do that, or attract them to other parts of the county.
All right. Okay. We appreciate the Woodbury is what she says. Yes. Woodbury. Been there, and
the key is small parking lots.
That one's, and that's unique because you're
just
got
coming
New
out
York
of the city.
New York and New Jersey are right there.
Yeah,
exactly. You're like coming from both areas,
and that's why you're seeing that one. I think do some because
that one does so well.
Remember, you have that there. You have one in Waterloo, and then you've got one near Niagara Falls as well.
Right.
So, and they're all, I think, the same type of company.
They are.
And they're all
Massachusetts over the line.
There's
there.
There's a lot of that. I found that because I love the T-shirt. What's the brand with the guy playing polo? Polo.
Yeah.
Polo. There we go.
Ralph Lauren appreciates you. Remember?
That's right. You just go on. I mean, I hate to say, but you go online. You can buy all that stuff online today, right on Amazon, and it ships right into your.
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
Yeah,
it's hard to compete with that.
It is hard.
Yeah,
it is, but that's also what has helped us grow because the internet sales has really boomed, and that has been, a good sales tax driver.
Yeah.
She says, or Tangier, Tangier. That's another one. I think that's the one that's out near Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
But they're all over the place. They tend to be busy. But how many more can you have of those? I don't know.
Even if it's in a smaller scale for people, maybe parents that the kids are practicing at Nexus, a little something for them to.
There's another part of this too, and I'll leave you with this, and that is the expansion that the United Nations is about to do.
Oh, that'll be huge.
And I just bring that up next week, and we talked about this. Next week, the New York State Association of Counties we're holding our fall seminar at Turning Stone. First time in Oneida County. First time, obviously, at Turning Stone for the Association of Counties. Probably almost nearly 700 county officials from across New York State will be here for 3 days. And we're going to be showcasing, as we're the host, Oneida County.
Now, they hold this every year?
They hold it every year, but in a different location.
Okay.
Every year.
How is the attendance this year? I'm asking this for Lance and Lee. I'm asking a question I know the answer to.
I will tell you.
As compared to previous years.
Previous years, and last year we were in Buffalo, and I think that the conference topped out at 375,400. As of last week, we were already at 550. We'll be at 700 probably by. It'll be the biggest fall conference that NYSAC has ever held, and we hold them. And I've been a member of NYSAC, for the 17 years. I was president before. We've been in Lake Placid, Saratoga, Buffalo, Syracuse, Hudson Valley, and other Long Island years past, and so this is by far the biggest one we've ever had. And
I would think proximity plays a role.
Proximity is great. Well, but we've been in Syracuse before too.
Yeah.
And that is drawn decent, but. Mm-hmm. But this one, obviously, and with the promotion that in working with with Turning Stone and getting the promotional materials out there, and for people that know, they just can't wait to come. And we're doing a couple things. We're doing a big host reception on Thursday night out there for all the counties. So it's really going to be a big splash. And again, so to keep in mind, you have state officials or county officials from across the state here.
All over.
We got county executives, administrators, legislators, department heads, various people.
I'm assuming a really hot, and that's where they are right now, the United Nation, the Turning Stone is the most successful casino in New York State.
Yeah.
And maybe even in the Northeast, but I'm assuming having a casino and all the restaurants and all does play a little role in the attractiveness of the
it does,
venue.
And for years something that it was always do you go to a casino? But for many years the Firemen's Association, the DA's Association, the other state agencies have held it there. So it's not like it's taboo in any regard. And it is a part of the economy of New York State because every region has a casino.
Yep.
And for those again mentioning to Lance and Lee, we never ask. The door is always open to ask anybody that comes in the studio. For the most part, I know that our friend from the Jehovah's Witnesses did not want to take questions this morning, but you always do.
Oh, yeah.
So feel free to pipe in questions. I'm going to throw a few more at you. I said you were done, but you're not. Sorry.
Okay.
Because you were early today.
Hopefully, with a new Utica mayor, there will come a better relationship between the county and the city. Your response
Well,
to that?
I mean, look, a lot gets played about the relationship between me and the current mayor, and there was disagreement, I guess, on in particular a couple major issues, but I don't want to. It's not that we didn't do things together, and it's not that we did not address concerns. I don't want people to think that there was a Berlin Wall between Park Ave and Cornelia Street over there. I mean, it really was just a matter of which happens, and everybody's not going to agree on everything. But we had, there was a period of time, and I guess as time goes by, you get over it. I mean, but yeah, I would hope that we would have more open dialogue, and I think that extends also between the legislature and the council. But all of that, I mean, I tried to. I think it's not just with the mayor. I think all of it. I think we, as a county government, and being in Utica, in the county seat, there should be a better relationship.
Is it better now, or is it somewhat
It's better.
improved?
I mean, the mayor and I talk. I mean, we've done different
Well, talking
things
isn't
together.
always good. Is what my wife says.
Some things are better left unsaid.
Sometimes I'd like to just steam for a little while if you just shut up.
And we have not shied away from any other
Fair enough.
responsibilities.
I have one more person asking, and I just want to make sure I get everybody's in here. Do you know if the Oneidas have purchased the Insight House?
No, that's not true.
That is not true.
That is not true. The Insight House is owned by Oneida County.
Okay.
The building it is.
Is there talk about moving that
There's
somewhere
been
else?
talk about, and I met with Helio. Helio Health operates Insight House.
Okay.
Now. I mean, Insight House is a not-for-profit, is an independent, but they serve in scope as the county's outpatient, alcohol and drug rehab center. We own that building. They have been looking, as many other of the treatment centers around the state have been looking to split off from the, you have inpatient, you have outpatient, and they've been looking at, dividing that and doing it elsewhere. So, looking, not leaving immediately, not being pushed out in any way, but the County of Oneida owns that.
Okay.
Owns that facility.
And
owns
that
the
is,
building.
Okay. All right. Good stuff,
That's it.
County Executive.
That was it.
That's all unless Andrew's got something over there.
No, I'm good.
No Lance?
That's all we have.
Okay, no Lance.
No Lance.
He only talks to Jeff. Is that what it is?
Apparently, that is the,
Lance doesn't have access to me anymore.
Jeff is the conduit for Lance, apparently.
We'll
all
wait,
right.
We'll wait for next week then.
Thank you.
right.
County Executive.
Have a great
Andrew
weekend,
Senni,
everybody.
Thank you. You do the same. Got a break. Coming up, the Mediterranean Festival is this weekend. We'll talk about that. And Andrew, I'm putting him on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait.
Great.
Very excited. It's coming up at WIBX.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
This is Dr. Fleischer, urologist with the Mohawk Valley Health System Urology Group. MVHS, in collaboration with Upstate Urology, is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event throughout the month of September to recognize Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and encourage men to get screened. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and the second leading cause of cancer death in American men. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Early diagnosis of prostate cancer significantly increases the likelihood of survival. The free screenings include a prostate exam with a PSA-specific blood test and will be held at the Faxon campus and this year also at Sister Rose Vincent Family Medicine Center on Hobart Street. I strongly encourage all men ages 45 to 75 to participate. Early detection can make a big difference. For more information or to register, please visit mvhealthsystem.org or call 315-624-HOPE. That's 315-624-HOPE.
Former CIA officer and survival expert Jason Hansen here. I teach people how to prepare for the unexpected. Right now, most Americans are not ready for the death of the US dollar. You have money sitting in cash, and if you don't act soon, your financial future could be at risk. I have partnered with Advantage Gold, the #1 rated precious metals company in America, to release my new digital dollar survival kit that's 100% free for everyone who calls today and claims your free survival kit. Simply call 800-900-8000 and give your email address, and I will have this new digital dollar survival kit sent to you immediately. Call 1-800-900-8000 now and claim your free kit, and also mention my name, Jason Hansen, and see how you could also qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Supplies are limited, so call right now before it's too late. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at HNHMedicalNY.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
Stop into Mattress Express in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Simply complete a comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed, Purple, Puffy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Hey, I want to tell you about Brank. If it's concrete, it's Brank Construction. Located in Frankfort and serving all of upstate New York. Masonry and concrete work, stairs, cellarway entrances, basement floors, chimney repair, garage floors, stone walls that are repaired or retaining walls constructed. It's all there. And, of course, sidewalks and driveways. If it's concrete, if it's masonry work, there's plenty of time to get the work done before winter arrives. Contact Brank today at 315-894-3481. 315-894-3481. They'll get the job done right on time, and for the right price. Brank Construction. 315-894-3481.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
So here we go, and it's the first weekend of, quote, fall. We're really not in fall, but...
no, we have,
It is, and I think the weather is
10
changing.
more days?
I'm not sure what is better, cooler with the chance of rain or the heat we've had in the last few days.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would take the heat, Bill.
You think you would?
Yeah,
All day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of time for cold.
I do find that once you cool off in water, it doesn't feel so hot.
Yeah.
So get in water if you can. Mud puddle, whatever it takes. Stand out in the rain. Do what you need
Puddle
to do.
on Broad Street.
There was enough water
It is
last
the
night.
2023, though, a lot of water last night. 2023 St. George Orthodox Church Mediterranean Festival. And, Matt, this always means entertainment, but food.
Food, fantastic food.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love Mediterranean food because it's Mediterranean diet, right? It's
Yeah,
healthy.
exactly.
It's really
It
good.
is
It tastes
healthy.
good. It's
Yeah.
healthy. But then the Mediterranean dessert, I don't know how healthy that
Not
is.
so healthy.
We got lots of those, too. So
Yeah.
that could counter all the healthy food.
But you're eating a good entree, a good base, which is
You are
a
putting a
start.
good base down, so hopefully you don't absorb all the
What is a baklava sundae?
There's nothing better, Bill.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. So just imagine a big pile of chocolate and vanilla ice cream, and then crushed baklava over the top of it. They're the size of like your head
Yeah.
in a bowl.
Yeah.
And it's a big head. And, and so like, this big monster bowl of ice cream and baklava all mixed together, and then you can put some chocolate syrup on top of it. I don't know if I don't think there is anything better.
Yeah, that sounds
Doesn't
really,
sound
really
like
good.
it.
What's the schedule look like and all of that for people
So
to
Saturday, Sunday, this weekend. Saturday the 9th, it's from 12 to 8 p.m. So 12 o'clock to 8 p.m. We're going to have lunch burst gets really busy, but if you can't get there right at lunch, you can actually avoid some of the line by getting there at 2 o'clock. That's always a little trick. Sunday is 12 to 5, and if it's raining, we have the Facebook page where you can go on, you can put in orders. We'll have that set up here today
cool.
or tomorrow morning, and then you can put in orders, come down, pick it up. We'll run it out to the cars.
Nice.
So yeah, we're helping that way. So if the weather's bad, you don't have to worry, because if you want to come hang out, listen to the music, see the vendors and other things that are there, we have 2 ginormous tents. The whole parking lot is covered in a tent. So you only have to walk maybe 100 feet from the parking lot, and then you're under the tent the whole time. Music, we get some of the youth dances that go on. We've got Ben Kidwell will be playing the piano at a
He's
certain point.
He's
quite the talent.
Over.
He's unbelievable.
Makes the rounds.
I know that I was told that he was when the teachers came in at New Hartford and they were doing their orientation or whatever, the superintendent thing every year. They walked into Ben Kidwell playing at New Hartford. So
That's awesome.
The kid is he is a great talent.
He has great talent, and he's a great kid, too.
And he's a great kid.
He's a really
You're
good
right.
person. And I got some treats for you, Bill.
I did see that.
But this one is for your wife.
Okay.
So you can't touch that.
All right, I will not touch that. Thank you.
You better write Allie on that.
It's folded, Allie. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies in there, Allie. So don't. And this is for
Okay.
Andrew.
All right.
my gosh,
So you'll know.
thank
And then this is for everybody here.
Oh.
We got some-
Oh, Lord.
And that's fresh.
That looks so good.
Oh.
That's fresh. That's yesterday.
Well, thank you very
Oh, it
much.
smells so
Will you-
good.
can you show that
You know what
just
it's like
up a
driving
little
here
bit
with this in
into
your
that
truck?
camera?
Right here. You got to look into this. camera
Okay.
here.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
just show that for those
Ooh.
on YouTube. Yeah, that is something special.
Driving with this in your car is
Not
a
easy.
challenge. Yeah. Yes.
I always find that you get it home and there's always one piece missing by the time you're done. So thank you so much.
That all up.
All right.
Well, I appreciate you giving us the time to talk here, and I hope that people can make it. If the weather's bad, don't stress. You can still get there. You can still be dry under the tents. We've got plenty of tables, plenty of chairs, plenty of space to stay dry and out of the weather. And if you can't sit down, you don't have time to be there, put your order in on Facebook or call it in. We'll have a phone number posted on our
Okay.
Facebook page. It's
And-
St. George Mediterranean Festival 2023 on Facebook. And you can put your order in. We'll have the food ready, and we'll run it out to the car.
And you have raffle tickets you're doing?
We do. We have raffle tickets. If anybody is interested, with 50/50 raffle, they're $5 a ticket. You could contact me via my Facebook page. You could message me on Facebook, Matt and Imy, and I'll put some aside, get your
Okay.
name on them. We can take Venmo or whatever.
Today, weather-wise, is going to be, not that it helps you here, but today, it's going to be a lot like yesterday. The storms developing later on. Tomorrow, though, rain showers early with overcast skies later in the day.
That might be perfect.
That sounds promising to me.
Yeah, sounds
and then,
better.
and if you get through Saturday, Sunday looks like maybe a little more of an opportunity for rain. But again, same type of thing. It's only a 50% chance.
Yeah, well, we'll take it. We'll take the 50%.
I feel like
it's like the raffle. It's like
50-50. It's 50. I feel like it's not a complete washout. So.
No, and you're going to have Joe Load there, so that makes it worth getting a little wet for.
And for the record, just so you know, Joe has already called in to plug this event earlier this morning. So
we hit a different crowd in the morning.
All is good. And by the way, somehow we found a way to plug your Boonville store as well. Something happening at Stewart's.
He happens to benefit from that one.
He does.
Yes,
he absolutely. There might be a commission in it for him. So, all right, good stuff, Matt. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. Enjoy.
Matt Naimi, St. George Orthodox Church Mediterranean Festival this weekend. The food is all I can say. Check it out. 8:48. We'll wrap it up with the one thing I'm going to ask Andrew, without Andrew knowing I'm going to ask it. I mean, I'm going to ask something. You just don't know what it is.
I don't know. Could be a number of things.
It may disappoint some. Might be a letdown for some, but others will be all in on this. I'll explain. Coming right up. It's 8:49 at WIBX.
Hi, it's Jordan from Little Falls Lumber. Summer is a great time to freshen up the look of your home, and we have you covered. We stock a variety of name brand products from GAF shingles, LP vinyl siding, Sierra Pacific windows, to Moisture Shield composite decking, and premium grade pressure treated decking. We have options to fit any budget. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations, Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, to see what we have in store, or visit us at littlefallslumber.com.
Fast, reliable, and honest service. Finding a good mechanic isn't as easy as it used to be, but you can still trust the experts at the Automotive Service Center on River Road in Marcy. Their new state-of-the-art facility is open now and located just a few feet from the old shop. And one thing that hasn't changed is their commitment to you. The summer driving season is here, so call to make your appointment today. 315-738-7710 or online at autoservicecentermarcy.com.
River Hills Properties is the fastest growing real estate company in central New York. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Now, you know that 15 years ago, no one knew what was going on when it came to River Hills. It was a name no one really knew because it was just Robin and Bill. But they had a vision, and it was to create a real estate agency that was high on service, performing for the seller, which also benefits the buyer as well. Today, they are the #1 independent real estate agency in this area. And when it comes to the chains, they're #2. That's how much they've grown. It's been all on service. Your listing agent, every time the house is shown, your listing agent, Andrew, by the way, is one of them who's filling in for Jeff here this morning. It's just a different philosophy. It's a commitment you make. If people list with you or with River Hills Properties, it's a commitment to service that you guys make.
The full service approach is how we describe it, and being involved in the transaction throughout every phase of that transaction makes you feel like it's money well spent.
River Hills Properties. If you're looking to sell your home, contact one of the listing agents or call the main office in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code free month to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
WIDX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Thank you to Andrew for filling in here this morning for Jeff Manaske, who's out today. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure.
Andrew. Adirondack Bank. Portions of the program brought to you by Adirondack Bank. From eco-checking to mobile banking, personal home loans, Adirondack Bank can help you with all of your financial needs. Their app is really, really a well-performing app. And with 14 locations in the area, with that mobile app, put it all together, Adirondack Bank is just a click, a call, or a short drive away. Visit any one of their locations today to go to AdirondackBank.com. It all begins your ADK experience. Adirondack Bank, member FDIC. Andrew, somebody asking here this morning, is the market still hot?
Yes.
Real estate.
It's still a good time to sell. Still a great time to sell. Plenty of buyers out there. You know, you talk about interest rates. A lot of people are saying, oh, they're so high. A lot of people I've talked to that bought houses in the 80s and the 90s, they were at 10 to 14%.
70s, 80s, 90s, your early 90s, you were. It's this doesn't even compare. You'd kill for a rate like today.
Yeah, the cost of homes, arguably were cheaper back then, but the cost of, a lot of people say, I can't believe what houses are going for. If you look across the country, you're still getting a great deal for your dollar here in central New York, and with all the progress happening, we've seen sometimes we've seen a leveling off, but a lot of the time, prices just keep going up, even despite interest rates, because of basic supply demand.
Donna says on the topic with Pacenti on outlet malls, Myrtle Beach, Durham, other places have Tangier, Tangier. They have outdoor venues, outdoor entertainment on weekends, a really cool atmosphere you're walking through, like water and out, not walking through water, but water space and green space. And I've been to the one in Myrtle Beach. It is really nice.
Yeah, even down in Florida, too, where my aunt and uncle live, they've got it. So I don't
Maybe
think there's
something like that here.
They're totally dead, but people still like that experience, and they like a deal.
Fair enough. And, okay, and here's a question I was going to ask you, and asking you on the fly.
Okay.
You have no idea it's coming. It's not all that bad. Davey, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here's
this
the
is
question.
coming from you or a listener?
Well, it's coming from a listener, and now it's coming from me because he reminded me. This is Wayne saying, ask Andrew, because when Andrew left, so did Jay, the flight attendant.
Oh, my God.
What happened to Jay, the flight attendant?
That's an interesting question. I have been trying to get in touch with him a couple of times.
We have not been able to get him. We would call him all through COVID, and we were getting all of the information on what it was like to fly, who he's flown with, everything was good, and then all of a sudden, he's gone.
And you haven't heard from him at all either.
No, we've reached out to him.
I'm trying to look back to see if I have a number. I don't know.
Wayne's saying maybe Andrew said, no, unless I come back, you don't go on that show, which I know is not true.
Yeah, I can tell you that's not the case.
And Donna says, tell Andrew to stop trying to talk me into selling my home. I don't know what that means.
Listen, I've explored different marketing options, and I just want to keep reminding people that I'm there for any of their real estate needs.
All right. And I can go to the top?
Yes.
Davey, what do you have? Anything you want this weekend? Syracuse? It should be an easy win for Syracuse, right?
Well, this team ran up over 325 yards in rushing. Western Michigan. Then again, they played St. Francis.
Okay,
Syracuse played
that's
Colgate.
Right. That's St.
Syracuse
Francis de Sales of Herkimer they played at.
Syracuse.
It's an elementary school down in the valley.
By a score of 65-0 last Saturday.
Sorry.
That was Syracuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giving us the recap in there.
So
don't apologize to Syracuse. She should be apologizing to you.
So I think Syracuse might come out and win.
All right. I say this should be an easy victory.
But Monday night is my attention.
Well, tomorrow, to watch the game tomorrow, you might want to consider something like, I guess Disney Plus. You could get ESPN and some others you can get. Also, YouTube TV.
I didn't realize you
DirecTV.
could get ESPN programming with Disney Plus. I thought you had to get ESPN Plus.
I'm going to look at it today because I have Disney Plus.
Yeah, okay.
So Richard is telling me that's the case. I'm going to look at it today. We'll see.
Oh, I have Disney Plus.
Well, look at it today. He says you can get these programs on there.
Okay.
Anyway, ACC Network is carrying the game Saturday for Syracuse.
3:30.
And that is blacked out on Spectrum because of their big blackout. Monday, however, a lot of headlines out there that are misleading, trying to say you won't be able to watch the game Monday if you're a Spectrum customer because it's on ESPN. Monday Night Football on Monday, Bills-Jets, will be on ESPN and ABC. So your local ABC affiliate will have it as well. All right. I believe that's about it.
Thanks for having me.
Mediterranean Festival this weekend. Check it out. And I don't think it's going to be a complete washout.
The Believe 271 Bowl with the Utica University.
Tomorrow.
Look for Stefan.
Noon, I believe, noontime. 1 o'clock, but get there at noon and do your tailgating.
Colgate's away this weekend. Their home opener is next Saturday.
All right, Davey, thank you. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. We're back on Monday. Thank you, Andrew. Back on Monday morning.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Hurricane Lee's picking up steam. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. It's the 13th storm ever measured at this strength this far out in the Atlantic.
Hurricane Lee is now a Category 5 storm with sustained winds at 165 miles an hour. The storm is still in the middle of the Atlantic, generally heading northwest towards the Bahamas, but the forecast track is still uncertain. Lee will begin to cause dangerous surf starting this weekend in the Lesser Antilles. By Sunday, Lee will be causing life-threatening rip currents along the U.S. East Coast. Tropical storm Margot is still in the eastern Atlantic and is expected to strengthen in the coming days. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
An American trapped in a cave in Turkey is thanking the Turkish government for the quick response that he says saved his life.
Crews say Mark Dickey suddenly began to suffer gastrointestinal bleeding while on the expedition roughly 3,000 feet underground. Doctors treating Dickey in the cave say his vomiting had stopped and he's finally been able to eat some food. Besides being difficult to navigate, cave temperatures at these depths is around 39 degrees.
Fox's Sean Langelo, regional disaster official, says the rescue operation will last at least 3 or 4 days. In about an hour, we expect to get a report on the investigation into former President Trump's efforts to change election results in Georgia. He and 18 co-defendants face criminal charges.
The report is expected to give more details into the special grand jury's investigation into former President Donald Trump and the 18 others it indicted. Fulton County, Georgia Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney released some of the report in February, including a section in which the grand jurors expressed concerns that one or more witnesses may have lied under oath and urged prosecutors to seek charges for perjury.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. President Biden lands in India this hour for the G20 World Leaders Summit starting tomorrow. He meets with India's Prime Minister Modi one-on-one today. America's listening to Fox News.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
Or you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
The most important
Gas
thing for
prices
me is service after the sale. Callis has been around for a long time. They've been a standard, a pillar in the community, and it's very important to me that when I need service down the road, I will be able to get that with a firm that's here and will be here. It makes my home so much more comfortable. It's quiet. Every room is evenly heated, and you can feel zero draft coming in through the doors and the windows from before. Should have been done years ago. I recommend them to anybody.
Improve your comfort with a free home energy assessment by Collis. Visit fredfcollis.com.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX, and Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas is giving you the chance to win a $200 spa chem package, absolutely free, no purchase necessary. Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas is now the authorized dealer of artesian spas made in America and made to last. And you can register to win on the WIBX 950 app right now. Message the word Tucker inside the app and stand a chance to win. No purchase necessary from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas and WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Okay, girls, ready to go?
Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy.
You want a snack?
Yeah.
Got it?
Children learn from our behaviors.
Mommy, can you open this,
All right,
please?
hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, here.
Thank you.
They learn what is okay from the adults they see.
Mommy, are you on your phone?
If you're a distracted driver, chances are they will be too. What kind of driver are you raising? Funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
It's time for Still Alive and Kicking with Clifford Crandall.
Today's suggestion is go to a fitness center or a gym for a workout. I go to a gym Monday through Friday and train fairly hard, but you do not have to lift weights or use every machine to change your life and health. I see people who do very little exercising, but rather move around and socialize. This activity has still served its purpose. You got up, cleaned up, dressed, and left the house. You woke up your mind and saw a few people, and along the way walked the track and worked some biceps and chest or back muscles. It's more than you would have done at home, and you feel better afterwards. And on some days, you do